Give him a little head right there, as usual. There we go. We good now. Laws, control, order is needed. Oh yeah, there you go. We Gucci now. We Gucci, man. Y'all coming in, tap them likes, hit them shares, man. Share, tap them likes, hit them all. Do all that. Do all that good stuff, man. Do all that good stuff. Like, share, hit them follows. As you see the bottom of the room, it says, this is the main one. I made sure it was red and yellow so y'all can see it. This is not a panda room. This is we take accountability here. So, hope you see that. We ain't doing all that stuff, man. We won't change in this world, you know. You know what I'm saying? We need some change in this world, you know. So, can't pander your way to it. Oh, shoot. What the? Oops. Oops. Let's see something real quick. Put this on silent mode because I don't be needing that to mess me up right now because that is crazy. That is crazy. Let me come up in here. There we go. I'm in there. What's the deal? Yolanda. Y'all. There's only one person in here. What's the deal, Yolanda? Hit these likes real quick. Hey, y'all, come in here. There's only 9 people, though. Hit them likes, man, and share, y'all. Share to some more people. Hit them likes. Get this party started. I can start on that topic when I get to 1,000 real quick. Start the topic when I get to 1,000, you know. Shark Whale. What's the deal, man? I don't know if he in here. He used to be stopping by sometime. I don't know. Hit some likes for me, y'all. Started in a minute. I'll do it myself for now. I'll go ahead and do it myself for now. Thank you for the share. Hit these likes real quick. Get this topic started. And took me a nice little break. I'm starting probably just getting on Fridays and Saturdays. Give myself a chance to take a break. Take a break with my brain, you know. Just brought me some water up here. Who can I send the shares to? I forgot. Send something out. I think everybody I know is in lives. Let's see. Get some of these likes out real quick. I mean, it's not likes, but shares out. Nope. Product. Alright, leave up to him. I don't know why I said. Who else I'm missing? Get her. Who else? Mm-hmm. 2 more people I could send some shares to. 2 more people I could send some shares to. Let's see. Who else can I send one to? Oh yeah, okay, I'm in here. There we go. Alright. I still ain't at 1,000. Okay, hold up. Give me a second. Get to the 1,000 likes real quick and I'll be there. Dang, I done missed the thing on. Sounds like it's at this 1,000. Oh, I hate when I tap in it, then I be tapping it, then I be about to report myself sometimes. I need to have some custom music in here. You know how Kevin Samuels did. That's what you already know. As soon as I get to 1,000, man, I'll be starting the topic. As soon as I get to 1,000. It is something. I gotta see if that's part of the update. I don't know how they update me on that. I don't know if I got the non-boxer shit. Pop it out of nowhere on me, you know? Let's see. Let's see. Can I fix it? It's still only 6 boxes. Okay. Still only 6 boxes. I don't know. Maybe it go up to 9 afterwards. I think. Let's get the panel going. Alright, man. I'm almost there. As soon as I get to 1,000. 1,000 like a Roonies, then we start the movie. Let's see. Man, how do I keep swiping up? These people be having some crazy names. That'd be crazy. We having some crazy names on here. Alright, let me go ahead and get the party started. I'm at 1,000 already. Alright, I'm about to get this party started. Alright. Gotta give me a couple more pieces of chocolate real quick. Chocolate! What's the deal? Forever in the building, man. How you feeling? How you feeling, man? You at work? How you at work grinding it out, man? Okay. Boy, whipping the high low. Don't be whipping it too hard, man. End up flying off like one of them boxes. It's like that. That's the only thing I'm scared about, them cherry pickers. Like, can't really have whipping skills on that thing. You done whip your whole body off. Oh yes, no. I'm trying to turn this thing over. Right. Had that boy on 2 wheels. That's how we do on high lows. Had that boy driving on 2 wheels. Alright. Start the topic now. It's only 4 people in here. That's because everybody eventually they get up. That's alright. Gotta talk to yourself for a little bit until that stuff goes. You know what I'm saying? That's how they said some of these comedians had to start. Start off with 2 people, 3 people. Next minute, I got 25 people and stuff. 1,000 people, Alright, let me go ahead and start it for y'all real quick. So the topic. Man, how my little circle? I wanted to be a square. Keep it square there. Square right there, man. All right, y'all. Rules, laws, control, order is needed. All four of those is needed in life, man. So I know a lot of people just love the free life, living a free life. You know, people don't like rules. We don't like it. We don't like it at all. Of course we don't. But we grew to notice that I guess when we start maturing more and all that stuff, we realize why rules, even just like how these beliefs go, why these things are set, because it shows that a lot of people, almost all of us, I ain't gonna say all of us. I'm gonna just say all. Ain't no almost all of us. We really lack self control. That's the main thing. Self discipline, self control, as to why we end up reaping what we sow. We reap what we sow, man. You know what I'm saying? We lack, because we live this life just because free will, all this stuff. We just live the life that we want and stuff, and not looking at the stuff that we really need. We made a happiness out of our wants and stuff, which I mean, they ain't bad, but I'm just saying like that. If you really dig deep and see what we really need in our life and make a happiness out of that, like that's like the most peaceful thing you can, ever can go through and all that stuff. Speaking of peace, I realized that was a big need. That's why I need peace. I came to the conclusion, and I realized that I pick peace over everything. I feel like if you got that down, you can eliminate a lot of people that's in your life. You eliminate a lot of areas you don't belong in. You eliminate a lot of stuff, and it's such a good feeling. You know, you stress free, all that stuff. That always come with it. You know what I'm saying? Once you buy this thing called peace. But back to the topic a little bit. Rules, all that stuff. People that's like trigger words to people nowadays. They don't like that. Rules, control other people. Oh, they most definitely don't like that. Controlling who? You don't control me. You know what I'm saying? That stuff is most definitely needed. I mean, that's what keeps the world in order. What you see, the order part, keeps it like that though. What we do is the thing is, they set they tell us the rules. They set some stuff up, but we do. That's where the free will come in. Is we got the ability to set it to the way we want to run those. You know what I'm saying? Get closer to the way, the order in life, to make order in our life. So the closest we can, you know have control of our life, basically. The closer we can, I'm trying to think, the closer we can get close to the rules of life, or the rules of living, which is, we we do like a remix. It's no different. I'm put it this way. It's no different from, like, okay, your parents, they teach you a certain way in life. You get different stuff than even from the people outside. Then you combine all that. You take different features out of different parents and different stuff from the world, people, schools, all this stuff. You take different swags and styles and all that stuff from that, and you piece it off, and you make yourself out of it. You know what I'm saying? You make your best part. That's why you talk a certain way. That's why you act a certain way and all that stuff. That's why we always call ourselves, well, it is just me. Now, people don't really don't know that we all are really just adaptable. We are really all chameleons. You know what I'm saying? We are really all we could be, basically what I'm getting to, we can be whatever we want to be. So it's no such thing as this is just me, I'm just this or whatever. It's just in my blood, my DNA. It's no. Literally, if you take a baby, like, I'm gonna put it this way. I'm a firm believer on that. If you take a kid, right? The mother have him take a kid, send him off to another whole environment. I bet money that kid will act nowhere like his mother. You know what I'm saying? So they be trying to say that your personality and characters and all this stuff is, what's the deal? Fairy tale is in the building. How you feeling, man? I know I ain't been on in a minute, but you know, get some stuff going. But you know, no, like I was getting to that. Yes, once you have that, the mother can have the baby, you know what I'm saying? Separate them from the mother and send them to another environment. I will bet money that baby is not going to come back acting like his mother or his father, you know what I'm saying? Father or mother. Like they be saying, I believe certain stuff is genetic. in DNA and all that stuff, like maybe height, features, and all that stuff. But I don't think personality. You get that from your surroundings or your environments that you're around. That's where you get that from. Like they used to, I already know how I feel about them signs and stuff like that kind of. What I'm saying? People look that up and like, oh, this sounds like me. This got to be me. You just became that, and you're going to be more into it the more you get to looking into it. So that's what you're gonna do, and that's how people work. Is like because it is a pride and ego thing. So they don't whatever they gonna set their mind to believe they self is. They're gonna try their best in life because that's what they can do on other. Well, how you can't tell me how I am. This is how I am. So that's what the card they can do or whatever. But really, most of the time, people don't know how they are anyways. How they is anyways. That's why I say people can choose. What's the deal, Mimi? How you feeling, man? How you feeling? So we all really don't know. We say that we know our character, but when anybody that's able to change, I think a stubborn person, and I'm gonna put it that way. And that's how deep I'm gonna get. A stubborn person would say, I know who I am, and all this stuff or whatever. Because reason why I say that is because, like I said, I'm a firm believer we can be whatever we want to be. You know what I'm saying? If I want to, like I always mention the butt side. If I decided I want to be a hippie tomorrow, it ain't gonna be as quick and easy. But I can set my life up. Look how they move. You know what I'm saying? Set my life up to it. Make a habit out of it. That's the thing. It's habits. Habits is what make our characters or our current characters. So once you have a habit of something, that's what you slowly become. You know what I'm saying? That's what you become, that thing. You know what I'm saying? But you can unhabit yourself. I'm gonna put it this way. You can reverse Uno card. This is my new word now. My favorite new word. Now you can reverse Uno card, whatever you set in your life. So you can be something else. That's what it shows. That's what I'm saying. Humans are adaptable. You know what I'm saying? We can adapt to our environments, we adapt to our area, the people we at, you know what I'm saying? We learn different stuff. We you know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. Even it shows, our skin, the how we adapt to the weather, all that stuff, we are meant to be that way. So that's what I'm meaning about that. You can be whatever you want to be. So don't be saying this is. That's why that word just get to me. This is just me. This is how I am. That's because you put a stamp on your life and say this is what you're gonna become. Because if somebody, like I said, it's like people that be like, oh, you acting like a butthole or something like that. Then you just call yourself a butthole. That's what you're gonna end up being. You know what I'm saying? But you have a choice to be something else. That's where free will comes in. At free will shows us that we got the ability to do whatever we want and be whatever we want. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't like when people be trying to, what the heck? That's why I'll be like, why I like what the heck? My own profile came in on me. That was weird. But that's why I don't like people trying to make up all type of stuff. Like even if we get held back by certain stuff or whatever, we can still do with what we can. You know what I'm saying? We can still change our life. Nobody else run our life but ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We can do whatever we want to do. We be putting our own self in our own little boxes and then say this is it. You know what I'm saying? This is it, and without trying. So that's what I be meaning by, you know. But back to the what I mean about the rules and all this stuff and control and laws and all that stuff. Like this stuff is meant. All that stuff is meant to a lot of these laws or whatever. It's just basically to save us from ourselves. We save us from ourselves because like without like a lot of stuff we ain't research on or didn't look at, or didn't avoid. Because like I said, without rules and all that stuff, we'll be living that which we still live in a trial and error type life or whatever. You know, we will like the cautious sign or don't do this, this is poison and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? That is like a rule. That's an order. That's an order, right? So that's up to you if you want to still drink it because you got free will, but it's warning you like this is poison or something like that. So before that came there, somebody had to, that's what I mean about trial and error, by us being humans, you know what I'm saying? That's what I mean by trial and error is that it was somebody that had to figure out that was poison before the sign was there. So somebody had to go either dropped in it or fell in it or something like that and unallow themselves. That was their purpose in life, to be that trial and error. So good thing that we are here to learn from them so we don't make that same mistake. That's what I'm saying. Everybody got their purpose on life. So we can't say that, oh, dang, that fool done fell into the poison and he didn't, you know what I'm saying? And he didn't even know that, you know what I'm saying? No, it was meant. He did his part, or she did his part. She did her part. You know, they checked and tested that thing and said it was poison, and poison's not good for human body. So they did their purpose. So that's what I'm meaning about, that's up to us if we want to relive history. We gonna relive history. Uh, but the whole point is like we supposed to, and this how this supposed to go. Like we look at how other people's act. Cause I really believe we meant to better ourselves. We meant to better, like just in general, like our goal is to learn from each other and better ourselves from our past. Even just life, even even from our own mistakes. Besides just looking at other people's mistakes, we're meant to better ourselves from our own mistakes. Like we ain't supposed to be keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, I tripped and fell in this area. I'm not about to keep tripping and falling again in the same area. This time I'm gonna jump over it. I'm gonna skip over it. It's something else. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we. How do you do these things on? Reese's is doing this thing, but that's what I mean. So like that's what I mean about the orders and all that. Even rules, all that stuff came around because of, like I said, the trial and error situation. Like a lot of stuff had happened in the past. That's when they had to make that a rule. Now, don't do this. Don't jump in this pool because of this. You shall not steal. You should not. You know what I'm saying? Stuff happened. Some stuff happened in the past, or was a negative reaction after that as to why they set that rule. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't ever get why people don't still want to live a free life, do free things and stuff. Forget that rule, forget F the rules and all that stuff. But the rules is there. You know what I'm saying? The rules and all that stuff is there to keep your own life in order. You know what I'm saying? To help you out at the end of the day. It's it's a reason why all this stuff is sitting. It's right. It's written right there. It's a reason behind a lot of this stuff. So we be trying to, and I understand. Yes, everybody want to have fun. They want to be happy. They want to live the free life, and all that, of course. But try to at least live it safe, because there's a reason why a lot of this stuff is out here. Because everybody been. That's what we doing. A lot of us was here as soon as we came on Earth was to try to just free it out. You know what I'm saying? Do the free life, free all this and all that. But we, like I said, even with all these beliefs and all that stuff, because I remember I be hearing one of my people's always ask, "What would you do? What would you be without if the beliefs wasn't around and religion wasn't around and all that stuff?" I don't think a lot of us will be anywhere for real. Like we gotta the whole point of this. That's why I'm a firm believer that everything happened for a reason. The whole point of all this stuff being here is for us to learn from them, right? Or whatever we learn or whatever religion we grow up, and then we make our own mind up of how we gonna live it. You know what I'm saying? So all this stuff is there for a reason. Some people still living it because it's still is keeping them in control. Because you need, like, a lot of people need scare tactics, because that's just human. You know what I'm saying? Oh, if you don't do this, you're gonna go to hell. You know what I'm saying? A lot of it don't even mean that you're gonna go to hell most of the time, or a lot of the time, or whatever it is. But it needs scare tactics out there because people, by us being just nonchalant and doing whatever we want and F this, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got nothing to be, because we gotta get scared into certain things. That's like boot camp and all that stuff. Like they got that stuff called with the bad kids and stuff, scared straight and all that stuff, right? So sometimes you gotta do that scare tactic on people for them to get order in their life, to act right and stuff. You got to. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us be swearing we can do all this stuff on our own and all that stuff. No, we can't. None of us can do anything on our own. We needed some type of information from somebody. It came from somebody. We needed some type of look at somebody else's way of living, you know what I'm saying, to do the opposite of that. But my thing is, that's why I always say I'm a firm believer that everybody can believe in what they can. But if you still sitting here stressing about what you believing in, it's time for you to believe in something else. Because I don't think that any of our beliefs is meant to stress us out. You know what I'm saying? Or complaining about why let other people believe what they believe. You know what I'm saying? But if you crying about stuff and somebody decide to, you should believe in this, then go and do that. Go ahead and do that, because you're crying about whatever, or you don't understand what you believe in, but you stressing out. So it's time for you to believe in something that's going to put you at peace. People going to realize that peace is one of the main things we need in this: peace, love, happiness, all the stuff, the hippie life, like I always talk about. This stuff is what's needed in life. to even live it to the best we can. You know what I'm saying? Live it as long as we can to the best we can. So, you know, that's why I came to close. Like, do what you want, but don't be sitting here. Don't get so mad that, oh, why you not believe? You know what I'm saying? But it has got out of hand lately and stuff because, like I was mentioning on my lives from last week about it, I think everybody just got natural care inside of them. Everybody had like just like love inside of them. It's just everybody expressed it different ways. You know, it gets expressed through hate and all that stuff. It's still some type of love behind it or some type of care about it. Maybe they care more about themselves or love more about themselves, or they care about what they believe in more than, you know what I'm saying? So they feel like you should. That's why these wars be coming around and all that stuff, because it's just like, oh, that's where that either with me or against me type situations come from or whatever. You know, it's because like they care about what they believe in so much that they feel like everybody should get along with their situation. And if they feel like it's going against it, then they willing to take it down. So, but everybody is just mixed up. Everybody wants to, know the truth. Everybody wants to, you know what I'm saying? All of us is really just trying, but we just trying from different angles and stuff. Because from what we just we on Earth and we trying to just figure things out. We trying to figure out to the best we can. We literally all the same people. We just in different, skin tones, different areas of the world and all that stuff, different type of ways of a way our brain function and all that. So, but like I'm saying, like even with control, a lot of people don't like the word. They don't like that word control. You know what I'm saying? It's just it bothers me. I've been going through this when I was young. They gotta control me. Now I get to do what I want. You know what I'm saying? But you never realize, like some of the times, oh, they didn't control the way I eat and stuff. But your parents was keeping you eating right, right? Eating you was eating a certain amount a day. You know what I'm saying? You was slim. Make sure you had your vegetables and stuff. Now you get older and like I get to do what I want. Now you a big old blob now. You a big old circle now. That's what your parents are trying to prevent you from doing anyways. So that's why I'm saying like we lose. Somebody's not controlling us at the then we got to learn how to control ourselves. A lot of us don't know how to do that. As soon as we become, especially when we become a grown adult, look, nobody ain't telling me nothing. I'm 18 years old. You know what I'm saying? They still be kids. You know what I'm saying? So that's why control is a big thing. We need that because a lot of people lack self-control. It's self-discipline, self-control. That's like they both tying together. People lack that stuff. But and that's why I make people making them runs to the hospital every time because they done ate how they want and all that stuff. Don't work out, do none of that stuff. Stressed out. All this stuff. All this stuff we done got warned from, and that's why it's just crazy. Like all that stuff is needed. Like from a kid and up, we need that because like say put a kid. This is the reason why I know that we need some type of control of stuff because like just put a kid and think a kid gonna raise themselves without you saying anything. Like that's nowhere possible. We needed that since we was little. You know what I'm saying? We start developing our parents type mindset until the world we get introduced to the world. You know what I'm saying? Then that's what adds on to our mentality and stuff or whatever we got our interest in or whatever. That's what make us us at the end of the day. So like I'm saying, like I'll put it this way. Say if you was a switch kids, you you was living at with another parent and they basically y'all they switch you out. You was a kid. I'm trying to think how to put this. You was the parents your parents switched you out with some other parents, right? Kid. I think that you will probably grow up the same way if if they parents taught you the same way they taught their kid and they you know what I'm saying y'all be literally the same people but thinking that maybe thinking I might even think the same way that y'all was if y'all didn't before y'all switched type situation. I don't know, it didn't come out how I wanted to come out though, but basically what I'm getting to is it all that stuff you are you because of the environment you're in. You are you because of the parents you have or the parents you didn't have. You are you. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes you. But people can be whatever they want to be at the end of the day. When you grow, you get older and stuff, you become what you want to be. So a lot of us need to become what we that's the other thing because we try to become what we want to be, but a lot of us need to become what we need to be too. That's what we overlook. But we in a world full of want right now. So our wants is so high, we're living off based off wants and stuff, and we don't appreciate the needs. So that's what's kind of messing us up. So we just like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, and all that stuff. Get disappointed, get depressed. Oh, I wanted a boyfriend, I wanted a girlfriend, and all this stuff. Oh, I didn't work. But I, what I'm saying, we turn back to a kid when stuff we don't get what we want. Then we stressed out. Then we take it out on the world and all that stuff because of our choices we made, because we wasn't patient, and because thought we was ready for a relationship, or we thought we was ready for these friends and all that stuff, and then it just didn't turn out the way because we ended up getting brought up with entitlement and all that stuff, which our parents never taught us about getting away from that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we be messing our own selves up, and then we blame it on the whole entire world after that, which is it's just crazy. Get mad at everybody else. Come on the app. Start. Now I need pills and all this stuff. Oh, I'm going through these traumas. I'm going through this, and that. You know what I'm saying? We going through all this stuff because of our own choices. At the end of the day, we made these choices, and that's where I be so big on the accountability, man. That's why I say that we ain't nobody told us to choose this person, this little, because we didn't see the signs that they was this way. Nobody told us to, go to this party or whatever. As why I got beat up at the party. Like, ain't nobody told me. Now I'm mad because of my choices that I made. You know what I'm saying? That's just some crazy stuff. But we free will. We're not thinking about it. That's what I'm saying. We the one chose to be there, but we want to blame everybody else but our choices. That's the sad part about that situation. That's what's sad. That junk is crazy though. And as to why you see, that's what I'm saying. We never look at the rules. We never think about what our parents taught us and the stuff, or for the people that got the parents, like, oh, don't be doing it, because it's obvious that they learn from a lot of stuff. Don't be going to no more skanky parties and don't go, you know what I'm saying? But we do it anyways. Then it don't turn out the way we want to, and then we get mad, like, oh, they not nothing. People ain't nothing. Why they did this? Why this happened to me? You know what I'm saying? Then you get mad at our own choices. Like, it made me think about, like, and I see why a lot of stuff has happened to me when I was back then, especially when I was going clubbing and stuff. That made me think about I could have been mad about, dang, somebody broke in my car and tried to take something. I ain't had nothing in it, but they broke in my car while I was parked at this bar and stuff. And then I went outside that note. I'm like, what the heck? See, I could have been mad. I could have been mad like, oh, people be this and that or whatever. But no, that's crazy. I knew about accountability at that time, but I was like, you know what? That's my fault. I was being lazy. I ain't parking in the gate. You know what I'm saying? I should have parked it inside of the, and I should have parked it on close to the bar so it can be seen by the security. So I wanted to be cheap and park it in there. So now my stuff got. So I put the fault back on me because I made that choice. I didn't have to go to the bar that night. It's, you know what I'm saying? I made all that choices, and that's why I be telling people that, once we start being accountable. That's why you're gonna always hear me. As long as you're on this live, you're gonna always hear that word: accountability, emotional control, and ego. So as long as like if you really know what that means or whatever, you be accountable for stuff that you done made, and even the stuff you don't think you the choices that you did. Once you start setting that up, or looking at things that things happen for a reason, or it's something better in my life why I went through what I went through. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe I need to teach somebody this to prevent this from happening from them. You know what I'm saying? So once you set your mind up in that way and really concentrate on, I mean, and focus on that, like I said, I would bet so much money that you would look at life a whole different way. Like people be scared of that word of accountability, or scared of just the thought of that. Like it's not a bad thing at all. It's not bad at all. And I'm telling you, it will take so much stress, but it would take, what I'm saying, it's not easy to actually, just especially just hear me say it and all of a sudden, like, you know what, I'm just gonna start, what I'm saying? It's gonna take some time. It's gonna take a lot of putting your pride to the side, and ego to the side, and realize that you can be wrong. Sometimes people don't, grown adults don't like hearing that. Well, I'm actually wrong and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But it take a lot of that. Put all that to the side and learn how to do that. Then you start looking at life a whole different way. You know what I'm saying? You start trying to make better choices. You start trying to, plan ahead instead of working on a. I mean, I understand we living for the now, but then you don't want to mess up your future because of the decisions you make now. You don't want to do that. So you got to think before you act on things. You can even think before you even get into it with somebody. You got to take a breather for a few seconds, see if it's worth it, see how it's gonna play in your future and stuff. And then that's when you then you make your decision. Most of the time, I will always suggest somebody walk away. If you feel like you're getting super heated or something like that, that's part of emotional control. You might gotta walk away sometimes, especially if you don't understand a situation. It'll keep you from saying some stuff that you might not be able to take back. It'll keep you from making the wrong decision that you might not be, you know what I'm saying? So it'll help you out. Because we don't realize that all that stuff we've been doing since we was younger and all that stuff, it's like we've been putting our own selves in our own danger and blaming on everybody else. Like you will never get nowhere in life, blaming other people. You'll never move forward. Never. You'll keep making the same wrong decisions in life. You'll still keep on, as long as you keep blaming everybody else, you will never grow in life. I'm just be that blunt. You will never grow. You know what I'm saying? If it's everybody else but you will not grow. Just think about that one. But like I was saying, that stuff is most definitely needed, man. Because that's one thing people be looking at, and it's weird because I used to be like, "Dang, why they eat like this? Eating salads and stuff. You better eat you a nice juicy burger and all that stuff." Or you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at what the heck they doing this for? Why you working out? Or you trying to be muscle head and all that stuff? All this little stuff, whatever. People be like that. I realized I was like that, but I realized it's like it gives you a even like hearing it, you feel like, oh, yoga and meditation, that sounds so corny and all that stuff. It sounds boring compared to watching TVs and movies and going out to, you know what I'm saying, on special restaurants and all that stuff. Of course, that stuff sounds corny and stuff, whatever, but that stuff is really needed. All that stuff is really needed and stuff. Actually gives you a better way of thinking. So all the stuff that we be clowning other people on, they getting their stuff together and while we still stressing about the same choices we keep making in our life. So that's why I be saying that, you know, this stuff that we be crying about with the rules and the laws and the control, all this stuff is really needed. Like it just depends on how we use it. You know what I'm saying? So it's the reason why it's a stop sign right there. It's a reason why hey, got a bird coming up in there, boy. What's the deal, man? I still don't know what that bird mean. He still never told me what that mean. He just be putting it in here. But like I said, the stop sign is there for all that stuff. Like I said, all these rules, all this stuff came from, like I said, it was a trial and error. It's stuff that been happening. It's the reason why they wrote it in a book. It's the reason why they sit. That's the reason why it's a sign here right now because if somebody messed up at one point, they had to find a way to make order. They had to find a way to make order, so they had to set this rule right here. You know what I'm saying? So the next person don't get hurt because obvious that many people have been getting hurt. That's no different from our life. You know what I'm saying? It's people been eating these type of foods and getting high cholesterol and all this stuff or whatever. And then soon as somebody tell you, no, you ain't supposed to eat like that and all that stuff. Now you get in your little feelings, be like, you can't tell me what to eat. I'm free to do this. But then again, they're trying to save you because obviously you can't save yourself. Like I said, a lot of people they lack self control, so that's why we need control. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that we was born as a baby with control. We was never that. So that's some stuff that we had to get taught. Like all of us need some type of control in our life. It's no such we can't do this little free stuff, free life, and all that stuff because this free stuff is what's freely getting us stressed out. It's making us go through a lot of stuff. We live in the free. It's cool to be, but it's like that. It's like we taking the risk of living a good, happy. You can't control me, of course you can't. I mean, we take this choice of oh, I want to live this happy life, but that's called a happy moment. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times that we live these happy moments and end up stressing for the same choices we made. You know what I'm saying? So like I always tell people like I would do the opposite. I'd rather, have a quick bad moment to have a happy life. You know what I'm saying? So or if it's considered a bad moment, I would rather have that. Rather than just sitting here doing something, making a sacrifice in get this quick little whatever that's gonna last 5 seconds, then the rest of the control is happy or no. I might want a little bit. Control is needed. Control will make you happy once you got yourself in control. That's one thing though. But a lot of people don't do that. Like I said, a lot of people are so built off their wants and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They overlook what they really need in their life. You know what I'm saying? A lot of like I said, rules and all that stuff that is set here for a reason. Everything is all that stuff is set for a reason, and it is to make what's the last part order. You know what I'm saying? Let's put order in our life because If we just living free minded and all that stuff, we wouldn't even know what to do. You know. And I had also mentioned earlier that before you came in here, I had mentioned that earlier, like even with people that say don't jump in here, it's full of sharks or something like that. It say some stuff like that. Like it's obvious that somebody messed up and went in there and they probably got towed out the frame by the sharks. So they had to put a sign right there because they had to learn because that person played their part and jumped in there, you know what I'm saying? They had to learn. Put a sign right there. Do not do this. Danger. Sharks. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff. But then the way we live life is like, man, forget that. I want to test it out for myself. I want to see it myself. I'm free. I'm grown. You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and swim with the shark. And then, you know what I'm saying? Then end up repeating history. That's what that's called. You know what I'm saying? Repeating, you know, whatever. I can't have people in my life that want to control me. It's like I feel you though. So you that sounds like you got control of yourself. As long as you got control of yourself, you shouldn't be worried about it. So because no matter how we look at it, we need control in our life. So you know, if you was a baby that that controlled yourself, then let me know. You know what I'm saying? You got some super special powers that I don't know. We all need it. Hey, look, I don't want to say, and I don't want to have no stubborn mindset. That's like saying that I know everything. So, you know, sometimes you have to make some type of shift in your life or hear out somebody to make something better in your life. Cause me myself, I even know I don't know everything. You know, as much as I want to be a motivational speaker and uh, awareness and all this stuff, but it's stuff I'm learning from other situations or just learning from life, you know, or hearing from other people. You know what I'm saying? It's just being fully observant of others. You know what I'm saying? I don't think my life is only just me, you know what I'm saying? So and no matter how we want to look at it, shoot, if you got the ability to control yourself, then shoot, you shouldn't have to need that. You shouldn't even have to even worry about that because you already know what you're doing with yourself. But shoot, if it's something that I need to get checked on, check me. If you feel like it's something I don't have a lack of control on, go ahead and let me know. I ain't got my ego in the way. I've been pushed that to the side about a year ago. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? I've decided to be more open minded to leave room because I know I mess up. I know I want to improve. I want to get better. You know what I'm saying? So why not hear other people out? You know, if something is in danger in some situation or something that's doing messing other people up, and if I can just listen to it, if I can, you know what I'm saying? It's all it takes is a little bit of listening. If it goes, what's the deal, Kenchi? My bad. TGIF for sure. TGIF. But tomorrow I gotta still work, so it don't feel like Friday to me. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. I gotta get the grind. I'm back on my Saturdays now, doing 6 days a week. So I'm gonna be even on longer tomorrow. Be on longer tomorrow. So I'm start going lives on uh Fridays and Saturdays because I be just needing a break sometimes off this. Sometimes unless it's just a topic I really want to talk about, but I just be want to chill for a little bit. You know, so that's the only time. Anything good for you will align with your goals, most definitely, for real. Exactly. But my thing is, shoot, even for, like I said, people that, you know, if you ain't stressing or you not going through worse stuff or if you not hurting other people in the process, then shoot, maybe you don't need control. You know what I'm saying? You know, maybe you don't need that. It is what it is. But if you going through some stuff and because like, I look at it like this, that a person, and just like she said, with that somebody shouldn't control, I think that is like a you basically saying that nobody can't teach you or something like that, or nobody can't guide you the right way, right? That's what that's basically saying. So, or no, I pick what I want. You know what I'm saying? But I can feel to a certain extent of what you mean though. But I would at least recommend that leave a little room for, you know, some type of correction in life because I don't think nobody in life don't need nothing, don't need nobody or something like that, or don't need something to better a situation because we only one human with one brain and we don't know it all. It be making me realize even with this, I could talk all day, but then like say I get people in my box, right? I get people in my box, and then I actually get more. You know what I'm saying? I get my brain didn't think about it in a certain way, and somebody could put it in another way and stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that. I disagree. Controls has nothing to do with teaching. I guess, all right. You can teach me something without telling me how I have to learn it. Okay, I guess so. But at the end of the day, yeah, I ain't trying to get that deep. I don't know. I mean, whatever how you intake it or whatever it is, how it is. You know what I'm saying? You know how to run your life, so hey, you know what I'm saying. So the message might not be for you, but I like I said, at the end of the day, man, it's just a lot of us, like I said, we lack self discipline. We lack, and that's just human nature. You know what I'm saying? That's something hard to do. It's something hard to do because, of course, we want to go for our pleasures all the time. We go for all our pleasures. You know, that's how we work and stuff. You know, nobody want to sit here and you know, if I if I wish I could just sit home and not work and all that stuff, but shoot, I gotta do what I gotta do sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I think it's natural for us to be lazy. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to get up working. Who want to work? Who actually want to work? I've never heard it. I don't even think that's humanly possible. But the thing is, once you shift your mind a little bit, and then you change your mindset and stuff, like and realize, yeah, like you got to grind to get to where you got to get to, or whatever. You start actually you end up making a want out your need because you need to work, but you end up making a want out, but nobody wants to. You know what I'm saying? So you end up when you shift it, you end up wanting to do it. Just like you know what I'm saying? What is it? I was thinking of something else. It's like even just like okay, I'm gonna just say like working out, like I've been doing this stuff. I do workout, and like it's gonna be nobody don't feel like doing. I don't got the time of the day. I don't have the, you know what I'm saying. I was making up all these excuses, but all I needed was a ground to sit on. You know, I could do calisthenics is such a good thing. You can do sit ups, push ups, all that stuff in your own little square. You know what I'm saying? You can find a square at the house. But it's just like I said, it's all the shift in the mind. And then once you start doing it, you start having fun with what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's all in the mindset at the end of the day. That's all it is. True is hard without a goal. That's the power of the goal. Yup, exactly. Goals for real, man. Goals for real, man. Goals is it's a motivation type thing. It keeps you to push it, but you gotta have consistency to even meet that goal. You gotta get motivated. You gotta find some way to even self motivate yourself to get to your goal. You know what I'm saying? Because your goal just don't come on its own, you know what I'm saying, without putting in no work. So, yeah. But, like all that stuff is just there. Miss Kenny Pop. I done spit all on my lip and stuff. Kenny Pop in the building. How you feeling? How you feeling? You feeling better than your yesterday, man? And how accountable are you? But man, I got like I said. But man, like I said, man, yeah, all that stuff is really needed, man, because it's been needed since we was a born, since we was a little kid. So what make think we don't need it now as an adult? It's just crazy. That's just crazy, man. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Once we hit that 18 mark, and nobody can't tell us nothing. You know what I'm saying? But that's where ego come in. At. That's why a lot of adults lack a lot of miss a lot of opportunities. I'm gonna put it that way. Miss a lot of stuff because we think our way is the best way. You know what I'm saying? So you keep it with that. You know what I'm saying? I understand that the thing with if it don't broke, don't fix it. If you doing good in your life, you're not worried about certain stuff. Then why change it? You know what I'm saying? Why have somebody control you? You know what I'm saying? So if you're doing good and all that, so do your thing. This ain't do your thing at the end of the day, but I can't, like I said, me myself, if I feel like I can better my life, I'm about to listen to anything. I'm gonna try to hear anything. I'm gonna try to do whatever because I know I can't do all this by myself. I can't. You know what I'm saying? I can't do all this by myself. Sometimes I lack in certain things or whatever. Sometimes I need a push on certain situations. It has always been like that. I need it sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But I had to push my ego to the side because I had to realize that just because I'm grown, I don't know everything. You know what I'm saying? So I realized that humans make mistakes. We all got our own way of thinking and stuff. So all that stuff, I figured that out. So all of us need help, no matter what. Let's see, hold up. Always better and always accountable. That's what I like to hear. You already know, Kenny Pop. I keep spitting on my dang on show every time I do that. Nothing, don't tell nothing, don't tell me nothing. I know everything. Right, right. You already know. That's why parents are supposed to loosen their reins on teenagers to prepare them to be adult. Loosen their reins. I don't know what that is. But yeah, I mean, whatever parents supposed to do, I guess, whatever. But uh even that, the kid gonna grow up and be like, you can't control me either. Put that in their mind. I said I'm gonna jump off this bridge. You ain't gonna tell me nothing. Just imagine you sitting here raising somebody all your life. You try your best to put some type of control in their life, and they just go ahead and jump off a bridge anyway. You know what I'm saying? That'd just be a sad way. Because I didn't want to tell them they're grown. You know what I'm saying? I gotta let off of them a little bit. Let them be them. Nah, I'm good on that. That's all I'm saying. As long as I'm a parent, I'm parenting them until I'm unalive. I don't care. If I want the best for what came out my sack, if I want the best for them, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna stay like that. I don't care. You can be a grown adult. You can be mad at me, but hey, if I want the best for somebody, that's what I'm gonna do. Ain't no free life, man. Free life is what be getting us into the grave even earlier than we wanted to. They are supposed to let go of control. I don't know who told you that one. I don't know what rule that came from. Who says that? The government must have said that. You let go of control when they become a teenager. Yeah, I'm not doing it. I would even preach that type of situation. I won't do that. Not at all. I'm not doing that. That's the problem. Parents are letting go too early. I don't care. Call me a strict parent or not, but I see how this world going. We cannot afford now for free to be free living. You know what I'm saying? Free to do anything you want and all that stuff. Oh, you want to do some of that good stuff? Go ahead and do what you want. Oh, you want to drink you a whole fifth of that Hennessy? Keep doing it. Live that party life. Do what you gotta do. Oh, you only live once. YOLO, right? Nah, I'm not about to do that. I'm not about to teach my kids that. All these mistakes I made, that's the whole point. People don't understand what they call it, a generational curse. They don't understand that, man. They just they keep letting it go the same thing over and over again. I think when they say I want my child to be a better version of me, you know what I'm saying? That's the whole point of that, is to teach them the mistakes, or teach them from making the mistakes you made, right? Teach them from making. Nah, I didn't have too much. I did not. Actually, I actually grew up in the strict, real strict, man. My dad was strict on me. My mother, she grew up super religious, a Christian here. So you already know how that went. So, I was strict for sure. It was on my head though. I mean, of course, I was a kid still doing what I want, behind the scenes and stuff or whatever. But thank God I didn't make no messed up decisions in life. You've been watching me through the whole process. Some kids, they sneaky stuff, they ain't get away with it. You know what I'm saying? Some people done made the wrong choices in life, and you know what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is. They serve their purpose. That's what I call it. They serve their purpose. So, you know, all of us had that. And that's the whole point. We look at it as being strict, but it's called protection. That's what that's called. We can call I had strict parents. That's protection, man. Any parent want the best for their children. You know what I'm saying? I would think any parent want that. It's the difference between getting your kids with you, and that's what we fail at. I want my kids to want what they want. You know what I'm saying? It's not about this. It's about needs in your life. It ain't about the wants. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the needs, man. Because it's just, oh, this junk is so sad. This junk is sad, and that's why I be saying that. I really do care about the kids more than anything, man. Because these adults, you can't talk to them. You can't talk to them, and that's why I could say, if I can get through to some of the adults, so I can get to the kids, I would rather that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like this young is just sad now, man. The stuff we be teaching our children and all that stuff, we be swearing we know what we doing. And this is why this world is the way it is now. I mean, we all have the ability to create the next world. You know what I'm saying? It's all about changing, changing up the things we did and keep our kids from what we have did. That's why I'm so big on people telling, especially parents, to practice what you preach, man. Don't do that. Do as I say, not as I do type situation. That mixes the kids' mind up, man. The kids gotta, if they can't look forward to the world to have some type of mentor or whatever, at least be the parent. I mean, saying like even the little stuff like these people out here, you know, acting a fool in front of their children and doing all this stuff because they only care about their life and stuff, not realizing they traumatizing their children, they traumatizing, they making their kids go. The kids see all this stuff, they remember this stuff. We were once kids before too, right? We done seen all this stuff. We didn't forget about it. You know what I'm saying? But every kid take it in a different way. They're not gonna take it in the same way as us. That's why I'm so big about practice what you preach. You got to. If you got to sacrifice your wants, you might not have to. The cigarette you want so bad or whatever, you got to put that thing up. But don't be doing it in front of your children. Don't do that. You don't want your children with that same bad habit. And then they're gonna have that story in their mind that I do need this or whatever. I do might need it. No, it's not that. It is not that. You should never want to store that into your child's life. You shouldn't want to, man. Or telling your kids they can do this, get away with this, or they're gonna do what they want to do anyway, so let's just give up on our children. Like that's some silly way of thinking. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. We shouldn't do that. And that's why I get why some of these you ain't gonna tell me, you know what I'm saying? That's that ego stuff, man. You're not gonna tell me because you know what I'm saying? That's sad. None of us know everything. None of us know everything. We don't. None of us, if us adults don't know anything, what make us think that we don't need no help in our life? That we don't need no control in our life? That we don't need to make, you know what I'm saying? But we so stuck at that we are the best of what we, you know what I'm saying? That junk is crazy, man. That junk is sad. That junk is freaking sad. That junk is so crazy, bro. That's why I just be feeling sad. I be feeling sad, man. That's why I say I wish I could just get through to some people, man. 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 It's crazy. But anyways. Maybe they didn't maybe they didn't to have fun. Dang, I forgot what I said. You can come up in the box niche if you want to. I feel good that you giving me attention today. But I know you be in here. Irish in this boy! What's the deal, man? Don't be scaring us like that, man. We was trying to make sure you wasn't hurt or nothing. Irish, what happened, man? I ain't seen you in about, yes, it's been a while, about 50, 60 years. We had the full win. Everybody up in here. Now, what's the deal, Flynn? What is the deal? My boy Irish in the building, man. Where you been at, man? People been scared looking for you and stuff. We trying to make sure you right. Look at the old boy, even see like Irish. You know what I'm saying? What's the deal? Okay, y'all can hop up in the box. I'm done preaching a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Can hop up in the box. I got a little passionate about the kids, man. I swear, man. That's I do be feeling sad for the next gen coming up, man. Cause like we couldn't do nothing about our life, we can do something for the next life, man. Why is I always laughing at that Queen? She just be yeah, you like you about to say something, Nisha. I hear you about to say something. You done unmuted twice. I seen you. I lost my 1K
Oh, I
face.
was just gonna say, hey, I was with you. I was
What's the
tapping the
deal,
screen.
Nee? What's the deal, Nee?
I like a lot of that you said, but I was just thinking that maybe some people feel like there was too much control over their life, and they trying to
Mm.
get loose, and they trying to give their children the freedom to be loose
Don't
too.
say that. Loose on not on a Friday.
You know what? This is why you got all these happy faces.
Uh,
I be laughing emoji.
oh yeah, right. It's Friday, man. Dang, I still got some time. I got some time on unmuted twice. You said what happened? I muted. I'm just-
No,
Why
you
do I
said that to
laugh at
me.
laughs? This shit is crazy. I got a giggle problem, man. That's crazy. I laughed at the laugh. That's crazy. But yeah, man. I'm glad you understand, man. I'm glad. Like I'll be.
You know,
It's
I rock
just.
with you.
Yeah. Yes. 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 Right. He said that. He said that too. Ooh. What is? I must be tripping. I ain't even drinking nothing. What is I'm reading this stuff like? But hey, did you? Did you why I can never be serious when she here? It's so funny, man. She like my long lost friend for real.
Also,
Uh
ego, he said, I see you trying to say something, but he kept talking. So what I'm supposed to do?
dude. Oh yeah, you right. Now you supposed to interrupt me. Be out of control. First off, host, let me talk.
Right. On the subject, control. He gonna be like, hold on,
Right.
let me finish. Let me
Right.
finish. Let me say what I gotta say.
These are right, exactly. Can't be serious. Right, exactly. Hey, did you find cause you gotta get that on YouTube, man. I think you just could you follow me on YouTube like a month ago or something like that? You need to get that video you made earlier. Put that boy on YouTube, man. You was out there preaching. I was sitting on the at the bathroom, same thing, be on the toilet in the bathroom, you know what I'm saying? I was sitting there listening. I'm like, oh, she in there preaching. Flynn is in there preaching. Be like, mute the up. Right, exactly. But yeah, man.
Also, ego be on live. I've been missing her lives,
Yeah,
man.
I be catching her little. First thing you see is her dimple and the smile and stuff all the time with the lip gloss be popping up in that boy. I'm gonna call her the new pop.
What?
Yeah, she be on
What?
there. Yep. Mm-hmm.
That lip gloss be out of
It be
control.
doing all you know what I'm saying. Oh, I love messing with her, man. Oh man. But yeah. She do remind she
I'll be
remind me of
missing
uh she do remind me of me a lot, I swear. She like a woman version of me for real. Like it's like the humor be the same, the when we get passionate about something, you could tell that's why I noticed a lot of that stuff. I'm like, duh, it be a lot
you
though.
be
It's
seeing
funny.
yourself, huh, Kev?
Except that my lip gloss don't be popping like that. That's the only part.
Oh, you can't
No,
do
it's
it.
just a
You
lot of
can't
stuff
do
we
it
can
though.
relate on for sure, for sure, for sure. Yeah. I think that's how we ended up connecting because she done popped in my room. I think you was around when she first came in here. She done found in my room maybe on a FYP page or something. I
This is the
don't
only
know.
place I be seeing you
Mm-hmm.
in Kev's live.
Yep. I swear I got so many videos of us clowning on them. It just be that just be too funny. Irish, where you at, man? You been quiet up here, man. I miss you, man. Is he in here? Yeah, he is in here, man. My boy, he's alive. You scare me, man. I'm like, dog.
But Kev, to your topic though, right? You wouldn't be
Mm-hmm.
so excited to see these people if we was all the same. That's what would happen if there was control
No, not that
and
type of
rules
control,
and
man.
laws.
No, it ain't meant for us to be robots. No, I ain't saying that. But
Well, that's what
I'm,
robots. That's the
huh?
difference between us and robots. You can control them. You can program them,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so you don't get the
But I ain't say you got
authenticity.
to do the same thing everybody do. It's just like I'm gonna just say this way. It's like a basketball game, man. It's rules to a basketball game. But the only way to win is to follow the rules, right? You know what I'm saying? So maybe your coach might have to control you a little bit. Like, hey, yeah, I need you to show that. I need you to when you isn't that a form of control when you look at a strategy plan, right? I need you to go this, that, ha. You know what I'm saying? Left, right, you know what I'm saying? This and boom, you know what I'm saying? That's the only way you win, right? It's the
No, I think that's the
same thing as
plan.
life. Huh?
That's the plan. The goal
That's the
is to
plan.
win, but you
Yeah,
have to have discipline to do it. So maybe we need more discipline,
I take that. I take
not
that.
control.
Well, you know
Because
why I say control?
control means there is a intended agenda, right?
You can do that on yourself with self control.
Yeah, you have an agenda. Like if you
So
want
yeah,
to be a
right,
good
exactly.
person,
So
right? Then
exactly.
you control yourself in ways that you
Yes.
show up as a good person.
Mm-hmm. So,
right?
so that's what I'm getting to about. That's what I mean. I'm not getting into everything got to be controlled in your life because that's where robot come in. So I'm meaning as in like self control. That's needed,
That's
right?
true,
That's
Hobo.
very needed, right?
But true, Hobo said something. She said control is not consensual.
What you
There's
mean
no
by that?
give and no. There's no give and take. It's just there's an idea. There's a common goal in mind. So that's the only time you really need control. But if you have a plan or a goal, right, then what you actually need is discipline.
I gotta take that discipline. So discipline and self control is that not two the same thing?
That's exactly
Opposed?
what it is. Discipline is self control.
Right. That's what.
Because
Right.
somebody
Right.
can be
Right.
disciplined, but not necessarily what the community might call control.
Okay. So, all right. So, do you feel that because somebody put a stop sign out there and said stop, you feel like that's controlling you, or that's something you need to do?
Well, that would be control because that's to control what? A goal, which is safe traffic.
Okay. So, where is control bad
Well,
at?
what I need is discipline to
So,
obey the traffic laws.
but if you obey it, you're getting controlled by it, right? From the
Not
way you putting it,
necessarily, because
because
again, the stop signs and everything is to control traffic, not me.
hmm
You can't control me with a stop sign, but you can control
y'all taking
traffic.
y'all making it too deep.
No, like seriously. You can control
But you
traffic.
get the
I have to
point
have
though. You get the
discipline.
point. That's what I'm
That's why
meaning about,
people run the
huh?
stop sign because they
Yeah.
don't have discipline.
Yeah. So hold on, I'm put it this way. So this is my whole point. I feel you on that. You get into the deep part of control. I'm not saying robots. But do you feel like it just needed in general? Do you feel like it's needed or just not?
No, I would vote less control because I feel like that's the generation we came
No, I'm
from.
saying if you could have no control versus you said less control. Wow.
Yeah, less
Do you feel
control.
like uh uh so even less control with self control?
No, self control is discipline. I thought we weren't talking about discipline. If you
So,
just talk about control, then
so,
less control as far as the
self discipline, self control. So so you can discipline your what the heck? You can discipline your emotions? I thought that was control your emotions. You got me thinking now. What
well,
the heck?
emotions can be suppressed,
Discipline your emotions.
not necessarily.
I noticed that. You know what? One thing I noticed though. I think, and I'm trying to not be a certain way, but I noticed that like y'all don't slap me on my head though. But I noticed that women don't like that word control. I noticed that. Because like they would literally, and I was in a live where they would literally go over the word self control, right, and be like, "No, you need what they call it, they oh no, not self control. You need instead of saying emotional control, they be like, no, you need emotional. What's that other word they love saying? Emotional.
Emotional
What's that
intelligence.
favorite word they like using? You don't have emotional.
Emotional intelligence. They like that one.
Intelligence, right? So I noticed that, and I was in a live. I'm like, dude, y'all don't realize that you got to still have some type of control within that to even have emotional intelligence. And I actually thought about like the beginning of this year. I think I went back, not even kind of back and forth with somebody, and I was telling them about I'm big on emotional control and stuff. And she's like, no, it's more about emotional intelligence. And it always be a woman that always like to say just intelligent, and they don't like it's something about they don't like that word. And I notice it's like a common thing. I never hear a woman say emotional control at all. I've never met one. I don't think I don't never. I
Well, the
don't know. Just
thing
recently,
is,
I just
if you
haven't. I just haven't been hearing it. It's just like they rather say emotional intelligence. I need emotional, but it takes emotional control to even get
because
emotional intelligence. You got to have control of your own emotions to even get there.
one of the
Said the word can be
definitions
triggered.
of
Okay, I'm getting
control,
somewhere. I figured the word must be because I realized even with that, with submitting and all that stuff, they don't like the word control. So I
because
realized,
one of the definitions of the word control is to take with military forces. Did you know that?
it's probably so. Yeah, yeah. It's mean. I'm with
So,
you. I get it.
what? What do we? How do you expect people not to get triggered when you tell them if you walked on the job the first day and they say, um, "So what we want to do is control you." What are you going to stay? Right. Our goal is to control the way you think. Are you going to stay? Our goal is
No,
to
no.
control your
It
paycheck.
don't never have to get to the extreme to actually understand what that mean though. Like it's not meaning that you have to have any all control in your life, you know what I'm saying? Like it's obvious that we got free will and stuff, but it's just that if we want to call it discipline or control or whatever, we still need to control that. You know what I'm saying? It's something that's with us
Well,
by us having full control of ourselves because we don't have full discipline of ourselves, right? We got to have some type of control over ourselves to be disciplined, right? So it's like no matter how we want to look around this or
but
go around that word, right? Huh.
discipline and self control are self governing skills. Self governing skills. If you tell me you want to control me, then that is signing up for your agenda. That is
Who the
agreeing
heck
to
do that?
your plan. But that's what you're saying. Control is needed. Well, who's controlling? You talk about self
Yeah,
because you said rules
but
and
we needed
laws and
that.
control.
But we needed that as a kid, right? Too, right?
We needed
Some
guidance
type of
as
control
kids.
because a lot of us don't know how to control ourselves. Sometimes we need to be controlled by other situations or some type of control if we don't know how to do it ourselves.
We needed guide.
We can only discipline our own self. Nobody can discipline us to a certain extent. We got to learn how to control by somebody could, showing us how to control ourselves,
Right. But
like a
people who
parent.
lack control can't teach control.
Huh?
People who lack control or discipline
Yeah,
to that fact
yeah, yeah. I
can't.
feel you, but people
It's
that
very
what?
dangerous for them to
Yeah,
have control over people.
yeah. But I think everybody lacks some type of control. That's why we got to work on that every day. It's no full control because sometimes stuff we can fail at some whatever. Everybody lacks some type of control, but it's just the fact that like somebody saying, you must eat right or so I don't know. That's an order then. That might be an order or something like that. But just
Well,
that, you know what I'm saying?
if
It's obvious to
somebody said
help you. Huh?
to your point, right? If I go into an office and I say, okay, I want to lose weight, and they say, okay, first you got to control the way you eat. How is that going to go over? Like immediately, there's going to be defense there. Control the way I eat. What does that
Wow,
mean?
that is a word. I guess that's crazy. That didn't even
It's the
affect
word.
me at all. That's crazy.
But what if they say,
Control the way
what
you
if they
eat.
say, first you
Discipline the
have
way
to
you
get,
eat.
what if they say, first you have to get discipline over your eating habits? That sounds a little bit more containable.
But how do you discipline without control?
Easy. The discipline has very much to do with
You got to put some type of
the
control.
goal in mind. Because as people were already resistant to control, you don't think it's triggering to you? What if I said,
It's
hey,
not.
Kev,
It is not. I think it's only
I'm
triggering.
glad.
It only triggering depending on the mindset. That's where that word get triggering because if you take it in a way, because like I said, as adults, yes, our ego get in the way of a lot of our stuff. So of course we ain't gonna. Some people just built not to like that word and stuff. Especially as we not a kid, we look at it. I'm not a kid anymore. You can't control me. You know what I'm saying like that. But what has changed? Our age. Our age, we 18
Well,
and law says we're 18 and all of a sudden we like, oh, I don't need no more control. You know what I'm saying? You can't control me or something like that. So now it's a here in the background
I
for
will
now.
argue that we never needed control. I think we needed guidance from jump.
Where do you think that come from? Guidance is the same thing.
Guidance is
There's
not
some type
control.
of control within guidance.
Guidance is not control.
You can't. The thing is, none of us can get. If you want to say it that way, none of us can fully control because we make our decisions though. If we really want to get like that deep, like we still, if I tell a kid to go left, they still got the option to go right. We don't really got full control of that situation. So if we want to dig deeper, what really control is, we can't. None of us can really get control. We can't. Nobody can't make us
Okay.
do anything. If
Well, then
somebody
what if
say
I,
go to that cell, the only way they can do is push me in it. But I didn't. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way they can do it that way or something like that. But I
okay.
still got
Well,
full control if I want to sit in there or sit in
thank you
this
for
left side.
letting me, thank you for letting me in your box. I'm going to control your life.
Hmm?
Are you agreeing to that?
You said what?
I'm going to control your life. Are you agreeing to that?
Control. That's different.
How is it
That is
different?
so different.
I'm
That's
going to
how you
control
look.
your
Look, this
life.
how you take the word. When you hear the word
I'm just
control,
going to
you think
control
it,
your
you
life, sir.
automatically. Oh, that's I see why it's triggering. When you hear the
But I'm
word
just going to
control,
control your
now it makes
life.
sense. Thank you
So
for
now you're
telling
being
me now.
combative because listen, I'm here to control your life.
I'm glad. I'm glad you said that. So
Are
this
you
is
are you
now.
are you glad that I'm going to control your life?
No, I'm glad that I see how.
Triggering the word is
No. I say I see how people look at it. I don't want to say certain people, but
you,
I
and
see
you
how they
think you
look.
are
I
you
see
think
how they
you're
look at
exempt
it.
from
So when you hear the word
the
control,
trigger.
you automatically thinking that somebody is controlling me. That's what it is. I was wondering. I
No,
wanted to
I'm
know.
not going to control you. I'm just going to control your life.
Yeah.
Not you. You can do whatever
No.
you want in your
No.
box, but I'm going to
No.
control your life.
No. No.
No,
That's
why not?
different. No, because if you got control of yourself, you don't
But
have
you
to worry
you
about
said
that.
control is needed, so I'm here to enforce
Control is
control.
needed though. It is. It's most definitely needed though. But somebody had to control you to even think you can control anything else, right? Right.
No, most people who want control
Or
are
guide you. I
deficient in
should have
other
said guide
areas.
you. I should have said guide you. But even with that, that's nowhere possible. How could you do that? And you can say it. That's what I'm meaning about you can't. You can't. Nobody. That's what I'm saying. Even getting triggered by that word, nobody cannot control you. Can't you can't control humans.
So
So
why are
even
you
get triggered
saying
by that
control
word
is
is a
needed?
ego response or whatever because it's like you can't literally get controlled. So why get triggered by a word like that? Well, nobody can't
People
make
are
you do
getting
anything.
controlled. People are being
They
controlled all
really
the
when they give you
time.
control, there is guidance. You know what I'm saying? Because it's nothing that a human nobody can do anything.
You got to look
No,
up
I
the
mean
word
nobody can
control
make you
and
do
guidance
anything.
to see the difference because you're
Huh?
using them interchangeably. It's not the same. Control and guidance, even rules, laws, control, all of those words have different definitions and different purposes, and they're tossed around interchangeably.
So, all right. What about order? How you
Order
feel
has a
about
different
order?
definition, but order
To have
is,
order in this world or something like that.
yeah, I mean, it has a different definition,
Is
but it's
that
not
is
interchangeably
that a
with
good thing?
control.
Yeah, it got a lot to do with that too. It got a lot to do with that though.
I guess.
Because if you got some type of control over a situation, then you can have some type of order.
Well, think about a concert, right? All those different people. What kind of order is going on in a concert? Everybody doing something different. Everybody dressed different. You got a million people in one place. In no order.
A concert? What are you talking about? That went over my head. Then.
I said, think about a concert. You said, or if you're saying that order, right, fits with these words, rules, laws, and control.
Yeah. Order it got some type of it's some type. So I'm put it this way. You talking about maybe you talking about an order if somebody giving out an order. So I'm just talking about like put things in order or something like that, or to get order in your life or something, or you know what I'm saying, whatever. Same thing, getting control. But say that they got rules, right? They got rules in a concert or something like that.
Right.
You can't smoke or something like that. You know what I'm saying? That can or that because it keeps people from coughing out. You know what I'm saying? To keep a little order in the concert. You know what I'm saying? So people don't get choked out or something like that or whatever. It's just they all kind of tie. Like I said, all that ties in with each other though. So and then they catch somebody. You know, so they got to learn the hard way or something like, what the heck you doing with that back there? You know what I'm saying? Then just because they lack self control, right? Guess what? They're not going to see that concert no more because you got the security guard that's going to control them out that concert, right? And that's what's going to happen because they had no control of themselves, so they get controlled up out of there.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's progressive because you got rules in place, right, to control
Yep,
people in a space, right? Then when they break the
yep,
rules, you have laws to control people after they've already broke the rules, right?
yep.
Then after they break the law and they get judgment, they are in control by under the
Mm-hmm.
government, like put in jail or prison or something like that. So
Yeah.
it's definitely progressive. But if you notice, the only word that is suspect here that we keep talking about is control. We really don't have a problem with rules and laws. It's when you get to control, it's like, oh, well, what about this and what about that?
Mm. So you don't think that it's that's weird. I feel like You got to have some type of control to even make any of that stuff even happen, though. That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
Because
you're
you
absolutely right
control
when you
yourself,
say
right?
self control, but
Right,
self
exactly.
control is discipline.
Exactly.
It's not just control. That's why you have self in front of it.
It, yeah, but it still deal with control. It still got control in it, though. That's why nobody, like I'm saying, it's no such thing unless you are literally playing a video game. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? Nobody can control you or whatever. Nobody can. But control, I would. If the prisons didn't have control, we would be effed. Right, I was thinking about a something about jail too. I was trying to think of something like that. Exactly. But uh, how about you? How about you come up in the box for when? Unless was you in the gym or something like that. Tax is a promise for care. Try not to. What is all these taxes? Everybody taxing it out down there, man. That word, I'm learning some stuff today. I'm glad I wish I put that word even bigger. I wish I did.
Actually, if
Oh yeah.
if prisons didn't have gates and guards with guns, yeah, we'd be in trouble because they don't even have control in prisons. Like we can't ignore that. There are prisoners that are doing a lot of what we do out here.
Yeah.
So to your point, you really can't control anybody.
Yeah, but
And I
that's
think
their
most
form of
parents who are good
control.
parents know that.
That's their form of control. Because if you move out that door, bet you gonna catch something out the back of your head. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get controlled. Like, dang, they done made me get stuck in the gate. So no matter how we want to look at it, this
Somebody's
just
in
happened. You know what
control.
I'm saying?
How you know when somebody's in control versus changing their mind?
What they would say? What? Say that one more time for me. I'm glad you making my brain work today, Niche. I need this. Turn that camera on. I really be working my brain. You know what I'm saying? But I might let you win.
I'm in my car.
You know what? I don't like the word control. It's like that. Oh shoot! Because their mind is against
I'm
being
just
in prison. What the heck? She be saying a couple words and then mute. I just it that, but that school. I still got another 2 hours and a half for you guys. Why you like this? What you talking about? Why you like this? Oh sheesh. I ain't got control of myself. When you get in here, I lack control. That's a whole movie. Right.
I ain't got control of
What the
myself.
that scared the mess out of me. I'm like, Niche voice got deep. That junk scared me. I'm like, you know what? Don't turn your camera on, please.
I ain't got control.
What's going on? Is that my conscience trying to control me? You can't control me. It's like, oh my, what's going on in this world? Hey, can y'all, while y'all in here, we got a little
sorry.
mini break. Yeah, that boy going bad. You might have to drop and come back up. I'm gonna need y'all to I need y'all to share, man. Share to these people, man. Share to the people that scared of that word control. I need a bunch of them in here. I need them in here. I want to talk to them a little bit. Just a little bit. Share, hit them likes. I might have to grab me some water and refresh this up. Y'all can hit the box too, man. Hit the box if y'all want to. Hit the box, let's talk, you know. I only be on 2 days out the week now,
It's
man.
still
Sound like you good a little bit. Let me see. Try it again. Let me see what you're talking about.
This phone trying to control me. I don't like it.
Don't do that. Write down the basic thoughts. Two basic thoughts, man. My boy Irish back in this boy, man. Hey, put down truism. I think he was the one that made up truism. Or was it the other dude? I don't know.
Okay, this is what
My
I'm
boy.
saying, right? What if a prisoner wants to get out of prison, but then when they realize they're gonna get shot trying to cross over that gate, or when
If
they
you
get caught, they gonna die. They change their mind. Does that mean they're
could,
being controlled?
yep, 100%, 100%. It's stopping them from their intentions. That's called control.
But intentions change. So are they really being controlled, or did they change their mind?
No, they only changed their intentions because they got controlled back to doing what they didn't want to do. So now they want to make it, and that's how that is too. That's what make it funny. You just showed me right. You just told me right there that's funny. That I like that one though. You show you can change your mind, and that's why I mean by we need control. It's make us stop from doing some silly stuff that we wanted to do. That's why we need. Thank you. You just added some fuel to my fire. Thank you. That's why we need control right there. It stop us from doing a lot of stuff that we want to do to get us back to the smart life. Can you can
No,
you
I think they
load?
just changed their mind. Because if you can control them,
Well,
then you can get them to
you
do
change their mind. That's
whatever
why
it is you
control
want
is
them
needed
to
because
do.
it changed a lot of people's mind. There you go. Bingo. We getting somewhere.
Controls needed to change people's mind. I don't know, Kev. I think about that.
It made them think different. I know you don't like. Come on, we gonna talk about that C word, man. I want to redo this page over again. I want to put that. I want that to be the first thing on top. Though. I'm just gonna put that in front of rules. Get the gas and put control in the biggest word. I'm gonna put the biggest word. That's gonna be
You
control.
don't have to change it because even in this set of words, it's the only one that, that
Right, you
matters.
just got I never left it too. Like, man, I'm gonna find some more stuff out this. You done dig your eye on there, like it's still there.
Because most people follow rules
Let me
and
erase it.
laws. But everybody is against being controlled. Like nobody says, yeah, control me. Like who says that?
Isn't
Who wants
following rules in
control?
some type of form of control?
No,
Okay,
that's just my opinion. But I ain't trying to take
that's
over
easy.
your lives. That ain't really what I'm doing.
You
I'm a
can.
space holder for the rest of these opinionated people to come in the box.
uh, let's see. No one want to be controlled. Oh, Poe
Nobody.
baby.
Nobody,
Poe
Poa.
baby.
Nobody.
Who wants to be? Of course, none of us want to be controlled. You know what I'm saying?
It
Nobody
is.
wants
Even
to.
Iris says it's a fallacy.
Nobody want to be controlled. We need to be. Might not want to, but we need some type of control in our life.
Well, if you would have
Shoot,
put
we don't
self
even want to
control,
control
I think
ourselves. That's how bad it is.
if you would have actually said self control in your title, then I think we'd all agree.
Nope, I'm not doing that. I did it on purpose. I'm glad. Let that happen. Let it happen. They gotta
Why do you
control
think we
themselves
need
from being triggered
control?
by control. Control yourself from being triggered by control, then we wouldn't be have to get controlled by it. You know what I'm saying? Why do you think we need? I just explained it, man. Did you just? Did you y'all
For
must have
what
just like half
purpose?
listening to me or something. I literally
For
just
what
explained the whole
purpose?
thing.
What is
Huh?
the purpose intended that we need control?
What is the purpose? All right. Let me see. To
Hello.
what's the deal
Hi
for
guys.
real?
I got like a couple seconds, so I wanted to chime in real quick.
Hey,
What you got for me? What you got for me?
Hi guys. So I think a sense of control is needed, right? Which is the power to influence and direct, people's behavior. That's the actual terminology. Um, and the or behavioral course of events. So the reason why things are set in place is because a lot of us can think aimlessly, and when you think aimlessly, you are destructive and you're chaotic. If as much as I can't stand traffic lights because I feel like it changed too fast, I'm trying to go, okay? But if there was no stoplights and it's my turn to go and you think you supposed to go because you just want to because you don't want to be controlled, now I gotta fight and hurt you because you don't know what you're doing. You hit me. So the life, everything that we do in life there is a sense of control around us, no matter how much we want to say, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us don't want to be controlled in certain aspects. Like if I want to go out, if I want to go to this place, I want to go here, I want to go there. I should have the right to do that, right? But there are things set in place to control certain things for the purpose of some type of order. Like say if we're in a box and it's like 5 of us in a box and all of us are talking. I'm gonna probably be the first one to say, we need some order. Okay? We need some control. Somebody needs to be quiet. Somebody needs to mute. But then somebody's like, well, you can't control, like that's not fair to have control. Like but it has to be some type of order for things to go and flow, right? It's for things to flow. So in that aspect, that's where I see when it comes to for the word of control, why that is needed. When it comes to order, is needed and all that kind of stuff you said. That's how I see that aspect.
I will agree to those agendas because you had specific agendas: controlling traffic, controlling a
I
live,
mentioned that.
I
I
mentioned it.
mentioned that.
but just control.
That's
More
why I'm
control
saying
That's
is
it's
why I'm saying
needed.
it's
needed.
needed.
It all depends on the agenda.
Okay, but it's still needed, right? It don't change the fact that it's needed.
Yeah,
Just in general, we're
control
not
is
about to just
We're
take
not
it
about
out
to just
because
take it out because
it's still
What was the
needed.
it's still needed.
definition? I didn't hear the definition when you first came up.
oh
What
the
was the word
Hey,
you
give me 1
defined?
second.
Give me
the
1 second.
definition was the power and influence or direct people's behavior and or the course of events. So it's
Oh,
like
okay,
the
so
power to influence or direct people's behavior, or the course of events. So
that
like
was the
when even the
definition
aspect
for.
control.
Okay.
So like when you, even like I think even with the aspect of like the guy running from at the jail or whatever, there's a sense of control there because if he didn't believe that something can happen based off his actions, he would continue to grow. He would continue to run. The control aspect is still there in a sense because behavior wise, he's not going to do it because he knows what's going to come if he does that.
I'm
So there's
back,
still a sense.
baby.
There's still a sense of control there because he's not because he would otherwise he would have just ran and did what he wanted to do. That makes sense.
Well, I agree. In a prison system, they definitely need control because they've already broken several rules and laws. So again, to my point, when it comes to certain aspects of life, you definitely need control because those people have already proved that they cannot govern themselves, which is self control. And you definitely need influence over people who are capable of harming other people.
Ooh, we getting
Ooh, we getting
somewhere. We
somewhere.
getting
But
somewhere.
still,
What's the deal,
What's the
Shay?
deal, Shay?
still to
Shay
that
Marie.
point,
Shay Marie.
um, this is what I was asking: are people being controlled if they change their mind?
Yeah, because you controlled yourself to do that. Something else. It's still control.
Are people being controlled if they change their mind? To
Right. So the prisoner that wants to get out, right? A lot of them are not going to attempt to escape because of the danger, and then those who actually get out, they consider that they may get caught, right? So that's
Yeah.
going to escalate, their punishment. So
Hmm.
just because they don't fight to escape, does that mean they're being controlled, or
heck
did they
yeah,
change their
because
mind?
at any time they don't want to be there. They don't want to be there. So you mean like change their mind as in like what exactly?
Well, I'm saying I look at it as a change in their mind, right? Because I as a free person can say, oh, if I get put in jail, I'll just break out. Now, if I get locked up and I see what happens to people who break out or who attempt to break out, I may say, well, you know what? I'm gonna just do my time. But I
Well,
can't really be controlled because
well, the
you're
thing
talking
is
about my
because your first
physical.
aspect, right? Your first thought is to want to leave, right? But the reason you're not, that's the control part because you're not going to do it based off of the stipulations that's going to happen, based off the not stipulations, but based off the what is the word? The consequence is going to happen if you do.
Right. But that was my first thought. Like, physically, I don't want to be here. Now, physically, I still don't want to be here. So now I have to find a way to escape mentally. Am I still being controlled?
Yes, because you're finding a different way to escape, but you're not. It's not the ideal escape you're physically controlled. Now mentally, and that's what people say, you have my body, but you don't have to have my mind. So your mind is, and that's when it goes across the board, your mind is the only thing that you can truly control until someone is able to tap into you and control your mind. And that's a whole nother different aspect people have, right? Because some people have that they try to train you into controlling, like what's the what do they call it? Why I feel like I'm under, it sounds like I'm underwater. But
Get that go.
I'm like echoing or something. It's weird. But yeah, so like physically you are in a controlled environment, right? You're in a controlled environment. Mentally, you don't have to resonate with being there, which is why some people come out not insane, some people come out insane because the prison took their mind and their body. You don't have to be taken by your mind. You yourself can control how. That's why we say when things happen to us, we may not be able to control what happens to us. We can control how we perceive it, how we view it, our point of view about it. Because that part, I don't have to let you take my mind. You can tell me you ain't gonna be nothing, you worthless, blah blah blah, because you in prison. I can hear you and decide I'm not worthless. I can decide I am gonna be something even when I come out of here. It's me controlling my mind for that. But
What happened?
It stopped. I don't know. Oh, she got a
Oh,
call.
okay. Scared me. I'm like, what the hell?
So that's my argument. She makes an excellent point, but if that's the case, then you're only controlling the physical body. You can't control my mind. That means that I still found a way to escape. I just changed my mind on how I'm going to do it. So how am I
Yeah.
being controlled?
Yeah. You control yourself. That's what self-control comes. But control is needed. It still don't take away from it. All control might not be good control, but it's still needed.
For what
That's the whole
agenda,
point.
Kim? For what
It
agenda?
don't
We
matter
may be
to each
able to
other.
agree with you,
Control
but for what?
overall, no matter how
In
we want
all
to look at it,
aspects.
we need it. Not for all. I never said for all aspects. I just said that control is just needed. Because
In what
every
way?
law is not, you can say in what law aspect they can have a law to, you got to chop the head, you know what I'm saying, everything. You can't, people don't follow everything, you know what I'm saying, but it's still laws that's needed. It's rules. We might not like certain rules somewhere else that might be dangerous, but it's still needed. All that stuff is still needed no matter how we want to look at it. What's the deal? Unalive, how you feeling?
Unalive. So I'm saying we could agree with you, but in what types of situations? That's all.
I don't know. I can name what type of situations.
People definitely need to control their dogs, because if they don't, they're gonna break
Yeah,
the laws.
control your dog. There you go. Or they gonna hurt somebody. Right, exactly.
So I'm not
You gotta
saying
control
get
your
rid of
kids.
control.
Like use it.
See, there you go again. Talking
There
about
you
people
go.
kids. Don't tell people to control their kids.
No, I'm saying, don't
Everybody
you
don't
control your
believe in
kids?
that. I don't. I wish I
So you
did. That
okay
would be
then?
so
So all right,
easy.
let me say this then. So you just let a baby raise itself,
No.
or do you just let a baby? Okay, put it this way. You put your little toddler in and see they run to the street. You just gonna let them do that?
No.
Right. That's
No.
my whole point. I'm not talking about whatever
We
age. I don't
still
know.
got other. We got access to guidance, rules, and then laws not necessarily
But how
applicable in
you
this point.
guide them back by snatching them back up and don't run out in that street, right? You're not about to just be like, baby, don't do that, don't do that, and they're gonna just run out in the street anyway. You're not gonna do that. That's how you control.
But that's not control.
No, that's me echoing.
What I do control is the environment that I raise them in. I definitely control that. And if you do that, then the kids don't need control, they need guidance.
All right.
What are you guys talking about?
What's the niche? Hey, matter of fact, you probably gotta drop it, come back up, cause that junk is echoing back. I don't know why it's doing that. Yeah, you probably gotta drop dead, come back, cause it's probably
Oh,
echoing
okay,
right
because I
now.
don't hear it. All right.
Yeah, it's echoing bad.
No, you're not echoing now.
That's cause she muted. When she muted,
Oh, so it was her?
yeah.
Okay. What's the what's going? So what are your looks like? What's the topic here? What are you saying?
It's right above my head. How you feel about it?
Rules, laws, control, orders needed. Well, yeah, of course.
All right.
I mean,
Order.
what like I think we need I think we need to push it further. Like I see like the surveillance state evolving. I see cameras and sensors and microphones everywhere, and basically a digital identity, digital money, and basically every move you make will be completely recorded, will be
Mm-hmm.
completely tracked, and basically you'll have no crime.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we'll be under complete, we'll be under complete rule by the elites, but society will be in order. We'll have complete order.
Mm-hmm. I think no matter what area we in, it's some type of It's that right order. It's some type of order we have to even make things work in life, which is some type of control to even get in order. That's how you do it. That's like single file line. You know what I'm saying? We want to call that. Oh, you're controlling me because you're telling me to go in line. No, this how you make order in life. You know what I'm saying? We can't avoid it. That's stuff that's just needed because if we was to go live life loosely, right? Or no, I'm just going to come up here and grab my food the way I want to. I'm not getting in no line because you can't tell me what to do. No, we need this because if everybody had this mind of you're not controlling me or doing this, then we will be in living in chaos. And that's what I'm saying. I will never push a message out to feel like nobody need control. You know what I'm saying? I just can't do that. I would not do that. All of us need some because we don't know everything. We don't, you know what I'm saying? We will put our own self in dangers if we didn't. You know what I'm saying? So much stuff that go on. We can literally it's chaos, all type of stuff. So all that stuff is literally needed. Like I said, you can't have order without no control.
Yeah, no doubt. Why people are people people are saying that we need to is this like part of like the abolish the police kind of thing? Like
No,
people that say that?
this just general. Oh no, you was saying that why we don't need control?
Well, some people because some people say like oh abolish the police. That's like a political buzz phrase, isn't it?
I ain't never heard
Or
that one.
like
You got me
cancel.
on
It's
that.
like
Is that
and
Famo in here? Famo, what's the deal? What the heck just happened?
I think he was trying to understand the topic.
They just bounced. What the heck just happened? You
Is it still
understand and
echoing?
left? No, you good, nah. I'm good. You good. How you feeling, famo? I'm trying to get like y'all, man. Y'all be having the y'all be having the lives jumping in that boy. I be talking about that boring stuff. That's what it is. I need to start talking about female and male and all that stuff, traditional and stuff, and get my lives going. Then I'm gonna come back to be accountable. Go back to positive energy. It's like nah. It's like
Maybe you
but
should have
nah.
two different pages. One where you act up, and the other one where you just be a regular person.
Start acting before I ain't gonna even put my face on like that's a whole nother guy, you know what I'm saying? That's the one that's over here talking about the Pookies and the Ray Rays and the and the traditional, non-traditional. They come back to laugh and learn after that. Ah man, oh man, oh man. I don't know what happened to my man's. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he was trying to understand the conversation. Um,
Maybe his phone died or
Cause
something. That was weird.
rules, laws, and control sound like we talking about the police, but
That's
I
crazy,
guess.
and that's why I like putting stuff broad just to see where everybody' mind is at. That's why I do that. I don't want to specify nothing. I just want to know what everybody's way of thinking is. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I make stuff like this, make it broad because I love it. I love it, man. It's like
Well,
that's
to
how I
answer
make
your
stuff.
question, I do not control my children. I do guide them, and I do have a certain leadership style, but I do control their environment.
Do you control what they
And
eat?
in controlling their environment, there are rules that I use to control their environment. So, to your point, um, I do cook what I want to cook. So if they don't want to eat it, that's up to them. But they do have a choice. Sometimes they can go hungry or they can eat it. Sometimes they can go hungry or make a sandwich. Like it just depends, but they always have a choice. So
I got you. I got you. I would
I'm
say
only
with
saying
all
that to
that,
say,
and it's funny because you picked that out of, but with all four of these, everybody has a choice. That's what's sad part about it. It's just
you
that
know,
word
all this time
control gets you. You got control to follow
I
the
didn't even
rules. You got to.
consider the word, I didn't even consider the word order in all of this. I literally stopped at control. Don't
Oh
laugh.
man! I'm
Don't laugh.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll change everything up as soon as I see you on camera. Like, you know what? You was right. It is that control is such a bad.
Am I controlling you, Kev?
Now you're
Am I
controlling me,
controlling you?
right? You're controlling me. She did the niche effect to me, man.
Have you changed your mind? Now
Right?
you want me to control
I'm
your
gonna. That's
body?
why I'm gonna switch it up. I changed my mind. You didn't. She put me in order. Oh man.
I'm like rules,
Come
laws,
on, y'all.
control,
Y'all can hop up
control.
in this box. Right. I'll hop up in this box. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Yeah, I'm glad that echo went away. That junk was going berserky. Yeah, I knew it had to probably had to drop and come back. Let's
It
see.
happens when I get in the car, and
Huh?
sometimes it fixes and sometimes it doesn't. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it just some stuff with the app. I know it is. Sometimes when you end up taking a call or something, it messed it up too. Somebody told me you could just swipe. I don't know what they said. Oh, somebody said put it on airplane mode and take it back off, and it worked like that too. I would jump in the box if I wasn't working. Oh yeah, for sure, man, for sure. How you feel, anyways? You could some get a hunch on that, man. Do that word control get to you? You know what I'm saying? I notice it get a lot. It get a lot to our favorite parts of us.
So let me ask you, Kev. You're saying you're not triggered by the word control?
um, it I guess depend on how it's used. Yeah, depend on how it's used. Yeah, but not over because I'm big on self control. That's why I'm not triggered over it no more. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people is scared of self control. Uh, and I realized with that has it helped me out in life. You know, it actually helped me push further and all that. I'm a military man, so I
So
am accustomed to control. There you
in
go.
what example will you allow someone to control you? Since it depends.
You said where I allow somebody? I never. Let me see. At work, if I got to do a job,
So
if it's an order I gotta get, hey, you can look at that as a form of control. So that's the way I got to keep my job, right? So there we go, one right there. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause they might can't tell me how to work, but they told me what to do. So that's still some type of control. That's the only way it works and all that. So I mean, it's many
so
ways.
you
Just
don't see the way that you work
huh?
as self you don't see the way that you work as self control?
Self control. It's both. Yeah, it's both for real. But they the one set the once they set their rules, I gotta do what they told me. Like the job they set me, I can't self control that. You know what I'm saying? That's the job they told me to do, and I'm doing the job that they told me to do. You know what I'm saying? But the way I want to
Because
do
I
it, that's
think
where that's where I do it. Uh,
if you have self control, then they don't need to control you. Maybe it's just the way I'm thinking about it.
no, I feel you on that, but I was just saying, as in, if they set an order, right, or they set a or a rule or something like that, the way to keep that job, you okay, I get you on that by self control. You gotta control yourself. But what I'm saying is when you doing that job, that's basically an order they told you to do. So that's still like even you self controlling yourself is still going through their control. Like they still controlled you to do that job or whatever. They still made you do that job. Like your boss told you, pick up that trash. You know what I'm saying? You went over there and picked up that trash. So if you want to call it self control, which it is, it takes self control to even get controlled. Which I'm trying to put it another way, but basically to get that order. You know what I'm saying? So in a way, he kind of controlled you. You know what I'm saying? Because you did what he told him. You access granted. Yeah. So I don't know. I guess it's like kind of both in a way. Because he told
I
you to do
think
it and you went and did it.
you cannot be in their control and you can have self control and
Yeah,
still be.
you can. You can. Yes, you can. Let's see. I like you, Niche. You be making that brain work of mine. I like that. I be liking that.
You know, I'm always gonna complicate things.
I like it though. I like it. Love it. I know you or me could do that a lot. Hold on, man. My biggest challenge if I ever get to win her over, Island. Man, shit. We go back and forth. The hardest on here for sure. I ain't gonna even lie. My brain be hurting. But it is what it is. As long as I have self control, it's good. I am.
I mean, I think it's good for conversation. That's what
Yeah,
this
most
app
definitely.
thrives. You get different
Most
opinions.
most
And
definitely. 'Cause if it was robots, it'd be
you know,
boring. Yeah, right. You right. You right. You right. You right. When the
we
heck
would
am I
definitely
wrong?
be easier to control. We
Mm.
would definitely be easier to control. I just feel like for people, right, if you have to be controlled, like you messed up a long time ago.
Yeah, but in human nature, we do mess up. All of us mess up naturally. We mess up at certain stuff or whatever. Like even with like just working on something itself, we gotta work every day on everything to even have some type of self discipline or self control or we gotta work on that every day. That ain't nothing that job don't never get done.
Yeah, well, I guess that's why it
What the
depends on the
heck? Your
goal
voice just changed
because
again.
I
What
just got in
the?
the car.
You scared me. I'm like, why is her voice keep changing? First,
I'm a
she
robot.
got the
I'm
echo.
here to control.
Right, exactly. I'm about to believe it now. She went from the echo
Look,
voice
see you.
to. I ain't gonna be scared though if it's you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna be scared. Control me. It's like, no, I'm talking to. Nah, I'm the man. I'm the man.
Well, I think that it's important to keep in mind that you can't control other people because you don't know their ultimate goal. Like,
No,
how
you
you gonna
don't.
tell somebody how to be, what to do, where to do it at if you don't know their purpose?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Because it's not gonna match yours. So that's why I say, like,
It's not.
for what are we talking about specifically?
We talk about whatever need to be talked about.
What, Kev?
Whatever is needed to be talked about. But yeah, we gotta control ourselves, man. And there's some rules to controlling yourself. You need to say. Oh man, it's just all needed, man. No matter how we want to look at it, it's just needed. It's needed. It's most definitely needed. It's needed. It's not needed. It's rules that we don't follow. It is. We do. We don't. When we do follow, we don't follow. It's laws we follow. We don't follow. It's control that we. Even orders. You know what I'm saying? But I think about the show, the red pill or the blue pill, Kev. I don't even know, man. I'm trying to see what comes with that. I still want to know what those mean, man. I see people use that online a lot with the red pills and the blue pills. I don't want to pick the wrong one. I'm the purple pill. I'm in the middle. You gotta be that. You ain't gotta be a crip or blood. I think about shows like The Walking In and how chaotic a world would be with exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like without some type of control, the world would be on fire. That's what I'm saying. Like imagine if everybody, which it used to be like that. Everybody is free to do whatever they want, how they want, when they want. You know what I'm saying, and just do that. It would literally, the whole earth would probably go down in flames. You know what I'm saying? Especially the way our emotions work. People don't even got control of that. You know what I'm saying? So this world be done for. It'll be done for. That's why we need some type of rules, some type of laws, some type of control. Let's do the last one. We need all that keeps order. You know what I'm saying? We need that. Just imagine that, man. Not everybody need rules. I guess. I guess. You feel me, combat? I know you feel me, man. Everybody, shoot, it was even. I don't get. We needed rules since we was a little kid. What make you think we needed rules in our past? What make us think we're any better than our past? Look, that's so crazy. What make us think that we could just we just
I
make
would
the mind
argue
of our own without learning
institutions
from other
need
situations?
rules. Organizations need rules. If I'm not a part of your clique, your crew, your company, your organization, I don't need your rules.
Exactly, you're right about that. But if you want to be a part of something, you need the rules to keep it. You know what I'm saying? To get it flowing. That's with anything in life. You know what I'm saying? It might not be your rules, but it's needed. You need, especially if you're looking for a job, you need to follow them rules so you don't lose the money. Lose your money, you can make you some money. You don't have to, to keep me from hurting people. But the thing is, look, you say that though, but you built this mindset because we got taught this, no matter how we look at it though. But I don't think it's in human nature because it's based off going off our feelings or how going based off our emotions, right? Emotions, whatever. If we always the thing is we're built to be selfish, right? We're selfish. We just come out selfish off rip, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna do stuff for ourselves. So if I feel like I need to hurt somebody or I get mad, it's going to happen. But if somebody had to control me because I didn't know no better, right? Like, no, you're not about to do that, or we gonna have to hold you down. You know what I'm saying? It's like we had to get taught this stuff anyways. So the thought that we think that we didn't need somebody to tell us not to do this, somebody had to. You know what I'm saying? We were, as I said, we were little kids. We told we as much as we don't want to say we don't control our kids or what like that. We told them no. We heard. I'm pretty sure they heard the word no, right? You know what I'm saying? So we've heard the word no. Don't do this. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? This shows that's in our nature. No kid come out smart talking about I know not to do this. If we knew any better, then why we didn't just do any better? You know what I'm saying? If we knew better, why? Why not? You know what I'm
Actually,
saying? So it's some type of control have came into that situation.
I might argue that kids are smarter than us. Not kids, but babies. Babies are smarter than us. I mean, they learn at a faster rate.
I feel you on that. Especially these new kids. That junk is crazy. They adapt quicker too.
We
But
only
depending.
start slowing down as we get older.
Yeah. What's the deal officially? What's the deal, man? Welcome to the live. How you feeling?
Not
Hello?
here.
Oh, there you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. What's the deal?
Oh, okay.
Welcome to the
I was
live.
like, what is happening?
I'm like, what the
It's
heck?
been tripping.
So, so you think the laws that we have are important, or like order is needed? Law, order,
I
and
don't know about the laws
control.
we have. I don't know about
You,
none of that stuff. I don't know
Mm,
about none.
yeah.
This, huh?
I said, but you got it up there.
Yes, but
yeah.
did I say our laws? Where's that at? Our laws that we
I
have?
mean,
What did that?
it
I gotta read that. What
implies
that part
that
say?
laws are
Like I
needed.
said, that's why I like this, huh?
I mean, it implies. I mean, you even got little sirens there. Like, it implies that our
Yeah, that
laws
all right.
are.
That's on all my stuff, the sirens, all that stuff. Maybe I should have took that. I didn't think
Yeah,
about that
that's
before I put
true.
it. I didn't
That's a
think about it.
perception. Okay,
But
official.
but yeah.
Now
So,
Rules,
to get into it.
laws, control, order is needed. Dang, that was the perfect timing for me to have that. I literally got that on all my all my videos. I ain't thinking about that. That's to get people attention though. Oops. But yeah, I guess you got a point on that one. That's a good one though. But nah,
so
we
you
ain't
think control is needed? Like, when
ooh,
you say control, what do you mean?
control is needed. That's you need control to
Like
even have
control of
order.
someone else?
No, just control in general control, self control, control of situation, control of your job, control of your, just control.
I
Just
guess I
control.
agree with that.
Yeah.
I guess I agree with that.
No, you can't agree. You have to argue with him.
You're
Because like
what?
I want to have control over, what I'm doing. I don't think like you should have control over anyone else though.
No, you
Okay, here we
can't.
go.
You
Yeah.
really can't. But look, you can't have control. It's no way possible. Nobody can do that. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so that's like I said, unless you're a robot, that's the only way we can do that, though. There's no way. Because we have free will. Everybody has free will. We all have choice and stuff. So, yeah, when it get to a certain time in your life, yeah. But what I'm saying is a lot of people lack self control itself. So that's why you have to even get taught how to even, you got to have some type of some external control or some way of example of how to do it, so you know how to do it or whatever, or you got to get it from something. You know, all this stuff came from some, or you got to look at the way somebody lived to. It's an example because a lot of us don't know what we do, for we know not what we do. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying. So
I don't think
So then
that we need
someone
better
else has
examples.
to have the control, right? Or like the laws or the
how
rules. That
say it
does
again?
imply that somebody else is in control to
In
keep
a way,
you in control.
in a way,
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't know about that.
in a way. But we
Hmm.
it's like. And that's why I say everybody I guess take that in a way, but and we know eternally nobody has full control of none of it. But what I'm saying with that is that to have any type of order in life, you gotta have some type of control because we don't know everything. We don't, no matter how we look at it, we don't. We like I said, when we can't even control ourselves, somebody gonna have to do it. That's why they have, like they was mentioning, the jail cells and all that stuff, because obvious that people lack self control, emotional control, and all that stuff. That's why they make the wrong decisions in life. Oh, I'm about to take this person out because the way I feel or something like that. So that's where control come in at.
I almost think that less like we should lose control, like all of us
That's
would
the problem
probably.
now. Everybody loses control. That's the problem. Why everybody in the predicament they are in now because they had no control, or they had lost control of what need to be controlled.
But
Well,
then
if
what
we
is
are
And then
what
get
living,
needs
mad
to
at it
be
too. That's what make it so
controlled?
funny.
if we're
Get
living
mad at you,
separate lives, then
huh?
why do we need control?
Yeah,
If
I'm
what?
confused by that.
If we're living separate lives outside of the lawless and those who lack discipline to obey the rules and the laws, public law, right?
Mhm.
Why do we need control if we're all living different lives?
Okay, I'm put it this way. So say if okay, we can put that type of mindset then, right? So say if somebody come in your place, right? I'm trying to make it light or something. Coming in, steal your car or something like that. You don't think that person need any other control or something like that?
That
Or
person
he
needs
he got the
consequences.
high,
I said that person needs consequences and penalties. They
but
obviously
hey,
are
but
the
he get to do
lawless.
what he want though. You know what I'm saying? So he living his own life. And he taking that car up out your driveway. He gonna do what he want. You know what I'm saying? Now he do what he want. So
He you're right, but he is infringing upon my life, which is against the
don't
law.
Yeah,
matter.
I agree
But
with
he living his own life too with your
So
life
the law
with
is
your
for the
car.
lawless,
Cause he don't
right?
have to
And
follow
so
the
is
rules.
control.
Huh?
that.
The
Yeah,
law
I
is
still
for the
don't think.
lawless, and so is control.
Yep,
So you don't think that dude deserve any type of control?
control. Like,
Do I deserve control?
No, I'm
No.
saying that dude that stole your car out your driveway. You don't think he
No,
needed
he
any type of
deserves
control?
penalties.
So how do you think about control?
Giving you penalties and consequences justified by
How that's gonna happen
him
if he don't
breaking the
accept
law.
it, or he can't even really ain't like I'm you know what I'm just gonna send myself to jail or something like that. That's the only way that's gonna work. So somebody had to control him,
But
and,
even the
and
police can't control people. That's why they carry guns
yeah,
in America.
exactly. So that pew pew controlled him, didn't it? It brought him to reality and realized that I can do what I
No,
want.
it
no,
stops
it
him.
didn't.
It in what is it? I can't even say the word.
It did stop.
Incapacitates.
Yeah,
It doesn't control.
It's
Yeah, I actually think it's bad. Like that whole like trying to control someone, I think it is the detriment of our country,
Then
especially
let
right now.
somebody steal their car out your thing. Don't talk about no. Don't talk
That has
about
nothing
no.
to do with
Don't talk about
control
no
though.
punishment or nothing when somebody take your car out your driveway because they get to do what they want, right? So okay, they don't need
You
control.
would have a consequence for doing that, but
No, they won't because they don't. Nobody can control them, right? So right, just
but
like you said, can't
so
control them. They don't have to
I
follow
just
no
don't. I
rules.
think the whole control thing is just weird. That
That's
rules and
crazy.
like if you
I noticed that all the men understand. It's so funny. It's this proving my point even more. I love it. Maybe I did good at that. But I'm glad I made that up there though. It's proving more and more.
you're pro society and like pro like law and order. Yeah,
You said what?
you're like pro law and order.
What is that?
Like you're pro this. You're saying like, oh yeah, maybe your headline is right. So what it implies is that you're pro law and order. You're pro control over other people.
Where did I say that at?
So who is the person that is con- who is doing the controlling?
Where did I say that at?
No, where does what?
I'm saying, did I say somebody need to be? Did I say somebody need to control somebody else on there?
You just said that all the men understand. This proves my point. Maybe my header was right. That's what you said.
No, I was talking about something earlier. I had mentioned to Nisha something like that. It was something I
So that
noticed
was
that
not
I noticed
you
that
weren't saying that.
no, I wasn't talking about that header. No, I was
Oh,
talking about
okay.
something else that I noticed who get triggered by that word control. I noticed that's something I noticed these past actually few weeks
Why do you think non men get triggered by the word control?
because and they probably do too, but I'm just saying it's something I noticed recently. Like, and do you hold up? You use this word what's that? We just talking about emotional intelligence.
Do I use the word
Which
emotional
one you feel
intelligence?
more important, emotional intelligence or emotional control?
Emotional intelligence.
Okay, I'm glad. There you go. So that's all. I just wanted. I just wanted to see something on that. That's all.
So, okay, so who's doing the control and why do you think non men don't get triggered by that word?
I think they do too. I don't know. I said it's something I noticed. This fact. I never said none of them get. I don't know. A lot of
You
people
said
probably
it's
get,
something
but
I've
I just noticed.
noticed
I
all the
noticed that.
men understand. So you're implying that non men don't understand. So why do you think non men get triggered by the word control?
You tell me, because I'm getting proven more and
You
more.
said it.
I
Yeah,
get.
but what are you talking about? You can't answer the question. Like if I'm proving it or your conversations have been
I
proving it,
just literally
what?
just said it. I said that and I asked the question that I realized that people don't like the word control.
Non-men. And
Or
again,
I'm gonna put it this way. I always hear women always say um emotional intelligence over emotional control. They don't never say emotional control from the last
so
few
why do you think that control is triggering?
because
Do you even
even
think
like
that
okay with
word?
even like I'm put it
Do
this
you
way, even
think
with the
that thought?
traditional marriages, right? When they hear that word submit, they think about control and all that stuff. They got a problem with that too. You know what I'm saying? So that's the
So then
reason why
again,
I just
why do
noticed
you think that non-men have a problem with that word?
is you half hearing me or something?
I don't think you're answering
I'm
it.
literally telling you, and you're not
You have
hearing me.
not answered. You started talking about
I said
being
traditional. I
married.
said the way they react to submit. I'm gonna say it slower so you can understand. The way they react, a lot of women when they hear the word submit, right? That refers
Hmm.
to control. They don't like that word.
Hmm.
That's why they be like, no, I'm not messing with traditional marriages. I'm not going to do that because ain't nobody controlling me or something like that. Because when you have a leader, right? If you're looking for a leader, you got to have some type of, you got to submit, right? Submit is something, some type of control to even make that situation happen, right?
Okay.
That's even like that's like even in a military or something like that. It's still control within there to make order. You gotta
But you
have some type
still,
of
so you're
control.
saying that women don't like when you say submit and control.
Yeah, majority. Yeah, lately,
But why?
majority
I'm
don't. They
still
don't.
asking, why do you think that?
You. I mean, you a woman. You can answer that better than me. I'm just telling you
How do you know I'm
from
a
my point of view.
woman?
That's what I seen it. How would I know
How,
why? Why would I know
how
why? I'm
would,
not a woman.
but I mean, you're making the claim that women don't like it. I
They
just want to
don't.
know why.
They don't.
Why do you think
I
they
want to
don't
know
like it?
why. I want to know why.
So you're asking the question. So that's a question, not a statement.
Boy,
That
what did
live
you?
is a question,
Sorry, all
not a
right, whatever.
statement.
Okay, I guess we done with that then, cause I don't know.
I
You just switched the whole topic to something else. I don't know what you're trying to get to. I done answered it, and you're not trying to hear the answer. You are trying to hear the answer,
You
then you're
didn't
not
answer it.
here.
You just said
So
that women
whatever.
don't like it when they hear submit to their husbands. I'm assuming that's what you meant.
I
But
guess
that wasn't
whatever.
an
We
answer.
don't
You
know
were
the
just
answers. I
saying
don't
it.
know. I don't know why I just said it. That's why. That's what it is.
Okay, so you don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. You're right. I don't know. Yeah. Even though I said it four times, but I don't know. Right. She right. Not all outcome Irish. But my whole point of this whole situation is just that all this stuff is really needed. No matter if somebody putting a rule on you or if you're not listening to a rule. If all this stuff is just what's the deal, Nikki? And I know she's gonna understand this topic for sure. I already know she is. But my whole point of this is that all that stuff is needed in life to even have some type of order in your life. All three of them things is what even connects to the last thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I always tell people if you ain't got self control, why will make you think that you nobody? I mean that you can't get. I mean that you shouldn't get control from somebody or learn how to get some type of control from somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of us we want to, like I said, we're adults. We let our ego. Nobody's not gonna tell me nothing or whatever, and that's the reason why we're in the predicament we're in now, because we're in that nobody should tell me anything because I am grown. All this stuff. But no, all of us need some type of control in our life, no matter how we
What
try to look at it.
predicament are you in?
Huh?
What predicament?
Cook noodles on the wall. What predicament? I think I mentioned like jobs, the way we handle our emotions, the way we treat people, and all that stuff. Yeah, stuff like that.
Do you treat people mean? Is that what you mean?
Huh?
Because I don't treat people badly.
Where do you get that? What the heck do you get this from?
You, you,
What
you
the
just
freak? You
said
just be
the way
making your
you
own
treat
stuff up from your
people.
mind. What you got that?
No,
Hey, look, this how look. I always told people this. This how I know people speaking from their feelings or their
I'm
certain
not though.
situations because they put it in fill in the blank. I call it the fill in the blank. That's what that's
I'm
called. So they will add
okay.
in stuff that they do not see, especially if you reading this thing and then you add it. So what do you mean you're going to control me? This is when you're talking off feelings, right? That's what happens. It's something that you probably unintentionally
So
don't notice or something like that. But when you do the
your
fill in the
behavior is
blank, it's
not
called fill in the
emotional, is
blank.
what you're saying.
Huh?
This is not an emotion. You have. This is not an emotion that you're having right now.
Fill in the blank. Fill in the blank right there. That's what I'm saying. Where'd that come from?
So the predicament is the
So
way
do
people
you
treat each
even get the
other.
topic, or you just don't? Do you understand
Nope.
the topic or not?
I know you
It's
haven't really
pointless
said
from this point.
anything.
Huh?
You haven't really said anything.
I haven't said it. Okay.
I
All
mean,
right.
you've said a lot of things, but I mean, making general statements but not understanding what you're saying.
All right. Whatever. I ain't about to work my brain because when you talk to a wall, it's no point. It's like the world isn't operated through control, right? Understood. Control is subjective until the goal is handed. She used to use butter as lotion on her left ankle, not the left ankle.
I
Why?
do.
Oh my!
I think the difference between the people that come up on the panel is that some people are so adamant on joining the conversation from a certain angle, that they find it hard to give their opinion on, just from their perception, right? So
Mhm.
they're like, "What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean exactly?" But we went through
Yeah.
several different scenarios. But that was my first question. Like, in what way? Like, what is the situation? What do you mean about control and order?
Right. And
And we
I
talked about
explained.
several
I
things.
put 100 examples too. Did I not? I literally said 100 examples.
Yeah.
It's a person's choice to either listen to it or not. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, this is another thing I learned. Once your feelings get involved, you already got set in your mind of what you already want to hear anyways, you know what I'm saying, or what you don't want to hear. So you're going to set that already. You're going to block out what's being said to you, which that was a perfect example of what just happened right there. You know what I'm saying? So you could be saying a bunch of things, but as long as their mind got set into whatever they want you to come out your mouth with, or you know what I'm saying, to see if it's going to validate what they thought, you know what I'm saying, and when it don't turn out the way they thought, they're going to not try to understand what you're saying. That's what happens. That's how feelings work. You know what I'm saying? When you get in your feelings about a certain situation, you will not try to understand. You will not learn. That's what happened on a lot of stuff. That's playing people that be like, oh, tone matter. I don't like the way they delivered and all this stuff. But then at the end of the day, did you get the message? Do you understand the message though? Like once you put your feelings to the side, you can actually hear the message. You will get the point. Or you will, or even if you don't get it at the moment, when somebody try to explain it to you and break it down to you, with your feelings on the side, then you will learn to understand. That's how you have an open mind, right? That's how that works. You know what I'm saying? But if you come in there with straight your feelings and your way of thinking without trying to understand, because the thing is, that's why I said people have a problem with trying to be understood rather than trying to understand. That's one of the biggest problems that we have in this world right now. So if you're trying to understand something, you don't come in there trying to, well, I need you to hear with him, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's cool and all that, but once that person understand, but are you still, my thing is, once that person understand you, right? Are you still understanding that person? Like, you missed the whole point. The thing is, you got to understand each other. That's how that works. You don't just come in one way of thinking or one way of or whatever or getting whatever. You will never learn like that. You will never learn because there's multiple ways to look at things. It's not just one way. It's not like that. One thing I learned
I
on
think that.
especially on the huh?
Oh, I was gonna say, I think that sometimes we are so attached to our own ideas that we don't come up for a conversation. We only come up to defend the point and what's going on in your head. So if you have a point to defend, go ahead and defend it.
Mm-hmm.
But some people want to feel other people out to see if, I don't know if they got a valid point. Like I'm not sure why people do stuff like that. But like I
Yeah,
said, I came up and we touched on several different topics,
most
and it's just
definitely,
like
most
she
definitely.
wanted something more streamlined,
Yeah,
and that's
I
okay.
already know what
But
she
if you
was
don't
doing
find it
already.
easy,
Look, I know what she was doing though, and like I said, I've been on this app long enough. I'm not gonna fall for some traps. It's like traps what people do though. Like I call them people the labelers. Like so, if you get to uh like if you end up saying the wrong thing, right? You say something and then they gonna try to paint you out to be something that you're not, right? So they try to set you up, get you to say, so what do you mean? So you trying to say that the women is, you know what I'm saying? Or do you know what I'm saying? They throw these little extra things in so you can come off as being this type of person, or they already done put you in that type of situation because of a lack of misunderstanding. So they already done put you in that that box or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So they want you to come off that way so they can paint you out to be that way or whatever. That's one of my I ain't gonna lie, that's one of my triggers on here. I know that's why I try to avoid certain people and stuff that be doing that stuff, that people that's not
maybe they
willing
want
to
to
try to
control you.
listen. Huh?
Maybe they want to control.
Right, you right about it. You right, we getting somewhere. And that's the control that I'm not taking. Oh man. I had to have
Well, you know what
self-control.
they say: if people can get you in your emotions, then they have control over you.
Oh yeah, I 100% believe that too. I 100% believe that. You're right about that. They do. Especially if you don't got control of your own emotions. Guess what I did? I'm not falling for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get mad. I'm not gonna cuss you out. I'm not gonna do all that because I have more control of my emotions than you do. You know what I'm saying? So I've been learning that. Some many times I done been in some stuff situations. I done said some words I shouldn't have did. I'm like, dang, they won. They done made me call them the B word. They done, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? But
But to your point and topic, I do think it's better to control environments than people because, again, she came for something and she was frustrated because she wasn't getting it. Somebody said an argument. I will agree with you. Um, but she realized that in this environment, she wasn't going to win. And so she removed herself. And that is control. You controlled her next move.
well, she ain't remove herself.
Oh, my bad.
She, I had some control.
Well, again, you
You ain't get
still
control.
controlled
She
her.
ain't never. I was just about to say that right. She ain't never got control before until today.
You know I'm
Lucky
driving. All I know is she was
me.
gone. Like, oh, okay.
She I let her sit in the box. I ain't got nothing against her. I just wanted to
I
talk in the
missed
box.
it.
There's no point. I just want to talk in the box. I mean, talking the bottom part. You know what I'm saying? Hey, some more people, y'all
AJ.
can come up in here, man. If y'all
Yeah,
wanna
somebody
talk,
come argue
man.
with Kev because he about that life today.
No, I'm not. AJ in the building. Yeah. I mean, I don't mind no back and forth, but no, I don't care about that. I really don't care about it. It's just the not trying to, that's what irritates me when you not trying to understand what I'm saying when I made it clear 500 times and then you still try to push your what your thoughts is on me instead of trying to understand. So you will add extra stuff to get off topic and would tag me on like if I said something. Oh, so what you mean by women? Or what you mean by this? What you mean by, you know what I'm saying? They come with extra stuff to get around from answering to get around from getting on the topic. So I don't
Yeah,
like
I
that
don't
stuff. You
like
know
the
what I'm
way
saying?
she was like, "Well, how do you know I'm a woman?" See, then I don't talk to them kind of people.
Ah, my, yeah, right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So, like, once I'm getting there, I know what the problem. And I know what the deal is, man. Some people just be needing to let off steam, so they go to lives to not learn. They just want to come in there. That's why the toxic lives are so big. And I'm not one of those lives. I'm not that. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? If you're not trying to learn, no, we're not trying to learn from each other. It's no point. I don't come on here and waste my time just to sit here and let off steam or trauma dump and all that stuff. I don't do that. That's not what I do on here. I can do that in real life. I got real life. I don't need to go on this app to do all that. Show your emotional intelligence. There you go. You already know, studio. You know we about that. About that, man. But in order to have that, I gotta have emotional control. Yeah.
Excuse me? Excuse me? This is supposed to be no, I'm just kidding. I'm talking shit. I'm kidding.
What? He's like, no. No.
I'm talking shit. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. What's up,
You
everybody?
already know. What's the deal,
I was about
AJ?
to come
Hey,
in
That's
the
my
same
that's
AJ.
my new
way because
podcast
Kim
partner,
was.
man. I'm telling you, man. Watch him. She don't know it, man. I'm still an
Hey,
AJ. I'm gonna control AJ and then put it aside.
look, you can try to control me.
I,
Look.
So
it's fine.
AJ, let me ask AJ because
Hmm.
Kev act like he don't know. AJ, if somebody is presented with options and they choose one and they realize the consequence,
Mm-hmm.
can and they don't choose that option anymore, right? Are they being
Yep.
controlled or are they changing their mind?
You can change your mind. You
I'm
always
gonna put
have
it
like
this way.
you always
If
have
your
that option
option,
every
I'm gonna
day.
put it this way. If your option is to get unalived or that, ain't that control? You gonna either do this or get unalived.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Under those circumstances, yeah. Like if you had a pew pew to my head and was like, "Hey, you need to do this or that," then yes. But in most circumstances,
Yeah.
that's not the case. If you're like, "Hey, AJ, you can either do this or you can
Mm-hmm.
do that," and I choose one,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? I can make that choice, but
You
then
make
at the
that
same
choice.
time, it depends. I guess it depends on the context of the situation. If it's like, "Hey, AJ, you can either have a Dr. Pepper or a Coke," and I choose a Coke, and then I change my mind and want a Pepsi later, that's
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
Oh yeah, right. So what we was talking about earlier when she bring it back up, we was talking about a guy trying to leave prison, right? And you know if he jumped that gate, that's a wrap on him, right? So I said that was some form of control because he want to escape, but she was like, well, he changed his mind instead of jumping that gate because he seen them pew pews aimed at him, so he changed his mind and went back to his cell. Like, you okay, boss? You know, said something like that. So
Well, at the end of the day, I mean, it ain't really controlled. It is definitely an option, but I feel
it's
like
an option. Yeah, I feel
as
you.
adults, we have to analyze, the options that we make and take the accountability and the responsibility and deal with the consequences of those choices.
Right.
You know what I
So
mean? Like if I
basically,
if I were in prison and I jumped a gate, right?
yeah.
Yeah, of course I'm gonna get in trouble if I get caught. That's the consequence. But
Mm-hmm.
I can either choose to do that or I can just choose to serve my time.
Yeah. Okay. So even that, and that's what I mean. Even by that, right? Even if we made that choice, right? We only made that choice because this is what they told us to do. So that's still, even we though we controlled that, we still followed their order, which in a way they still controlled us to do that. No matter how we want to
Well,
look at it,
well,
because they
But what
yeah,
is
told me
more
to
well,
go to your
powerful?
set. If I, huh?
What is more
well,
powerful, the physical body or the mind?
well, before we,
Well, whatever
well,
they told you to do, that's the powerful part because you went in there and laid back in that bed when they told you to lay in that bed. So that's what's powerful on that
yeah,
end.
but
You
at
could
the end of
think
the,
your brain
yeah,
could be free as
but
it want to
society,
be.
yeah, but society
AJ, we
doesn't
can't hear
always.
you.
Oh,
She
sorry, can y'all
kind
hear me now?
yeah, I hear you.
Okay,
Much.
so there's always going to be, when you live in a society, there's going to be rules, right? Rules and mandates. You can't just do whatever you want because you got to live with
Right.
other people.
That's my
Now,
point.
at the end of the day, if I end up in jail, I did something to end up there, right? 9 times out of 10, I'm not talking about those rare cases where, false I ain't talking about that. Okay, so
Hmm.
don't nobody jump over onto that side. We ain't even over there. We
Nope.
over
Let me
here.
bring that girl back up. She
Right.
will.
Now, right?
How do you know I'm
I do
innocent? How do you know I'm
something,
guilty?
right? Exactly.
That's
Right?
what she
I
was
do
doing. It.
something. No, see, we ain't gonna play devil's advocate like that. Like, nah.
No, it
All
was
right,
this girl
literally,
that was
no.
just in here. You just missed her too. You probably would have blocked her,
I'm
and she's
glad because
literally doing that to me.
I literally probably would have just put her back on her head. At the end of the day, but like if I do something right and I end up in jail, I made a choice to get there. That's my consequence.
Hmm.
If I choose to jump the gate and avoid that consequence, there's gonna be other consequences.
Hmm.
So at the end of the day, yes, you're right. We are controlled because we live in a society,
Hmm.
but we still have a choice on whether or not we follow those
Yeah.
rules, right?
Most definitely.
I can choose to live my life following the rules, right? Getting a job, paying my taxes, doing those things, or I could be not do that. I'm not going to call nobody out for not doing that. I cannot do that. I cannot do those things.
Hmm.
That's a choice. I
And
cannot
still
do those
become
things
president.
and change. Yeah, and still
Mm,
become president.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel it. We getting somewhere. We
But
digging
then I can
somewhere though.
change it. But then I can change that, right? So like
Hmm.
there's many people, you know what I mean, who probably started their lives not following the rules and then, reformed or vice versa.
Hmm.
Maybe they were following the rules and then got jaded and decided not to. It's just where
Yep.
it's at.
So, Mr. Bam Bam Bigelow and that boy. What's the deal, man? Well, in general, for just the topic in general, how you feel about it? Like, do you feel like is it needed? Just in general, any of it? Now, I'm not talking about, and I'm not talking those most specific rules or specific control. I mean, you know what I'm
No,
saying? Or
I think in general, if you're going to live amongst other people, yes, there's got to be some form of rules, some sort of something to keep us all in line so we all know what
exactly,
that is. It's
exactly.
not necessarily, now, correction to that, all right?
Hmm.
That is something that we already know, right? Those are just general rules. Those are not specific to
Hmm.
anybody else. So if you know what I mean, I think a lot of people take their personal feelings and think that those are laws, and that is not the case. Like you can have boundaries. Your boundaries have nothing to do with rules and everything else. Those are your personal rules.
I
You
like
handle
that.
them.
Oh, I need Nikki in this box too. She put a good one up there. Ooh, thank you.
Yes.
So I
Y'all
got
always
another question.
come on,
Go
Nikki.
for
Let's
it.
get it.
Hey Bam, what Bam come up to
What's up,
say?
Bam?
Bam in the building.
What's
And
up, y'all?
Joker.
My bad.
Joker
I'm
been
at
up
work.
here
I'm
for a
trying
minute
to
too.
Oh no,
instruct
it's
these good
fine.
people.
I'm actually sorting out my
What's
kids
up,
right
G?
now, y'all go ahead.
What's the deal, man?
Where the hell this man at? Huh? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm looking for employees.
Uh oh.
My good
Bam
sir,
is currently controlling folk.
I need you to
Right.
come in here, my good sir. You about to get trained for barbackism. Yeah, I just fucking with you. Okay, but you gonna have to bounce back and forth though. Huh? You gonna have to bounce back and forth.
That's what she said.
Okay, but
Mm-mm.
yeah, nah, but just hold on, y'all. My bad.
Let me put this other
Yeah,
filter on.
studio, we going all the way left.
Oh, my face.
What's up, Nikki?
Hello.
What's
Hey,
the deal?
everybody.
Hello.
I should have brung you up here to tag that girl up earlier. You probably would tore her up.
I was already talking to somebody in Mark's live.
Mm-hmm. Wait, where
What's
he at?
up, Nick?
Right. One of my
What's up,
mods
y'all?
is
So what
missing.
are we discussing? What laws and rules are we talking about here?
There ain't no specific ones. No specific ones. That's why I made it broad. I just made it broad.
So I this is interesting that you brought this up. All right, because
Mm-hmm.
this is what I believe. Before I say this, I'm not a radical. Okay. However, I do believe that the rules and laws that we should abide by should not come directly from the YT man.
Yeah.
I feel like we should have a sector. This is gonna, of course, all of this is gonna come after we establish ourselves the proper way. But when we do, and this is between policing and all that. I feel like we need to police our own communities. I feel like the rules and laws should be carried out by us. At some point, we got all of these black people who got all of this money. At some point, we're gonna have to establish our own community somewhere. The same way they got Chinatown, the same
Mm-hmm.
way they got Little Mexico. You know what I'm saying? And one of the bylaws of that is gonna be we don't need state police protection.
Mm.
So inside of that community, we're gonna have to write our own guidelines, our own bylaws, our own punishments for crimes.
Mm.
If that makes sense.
Okay. So, even with that, that means we have to make our own rules, right? Our own laws and our own orders and control, right?
Yeah, rules and laws are definitely necessary.
Oh, yeah.
Um, it's just who is controlling the laws, who is controlling the rules. Because as we see, um, it's very easy for you to manipulate that and use that to your benefit, as we see by the Constitution. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The 3/5 of a man. If you know anything about history, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It
Mm.
can definitely be manipulated to benefit a certain group of people, which is why. And somebody in the comments said segregation. I'm not speaking on segregation at all, but I am saying govern ourselves. I am saying we have our own place. If you believe what I'm saying is segregation, then you also believe that Chinatown is segregation. You also believe that Little Mexico is segregation, and you also
True.
believe in the Harlem Renaissance.
Mm.
All of those things tie in together. So
I
I
feel
hate
that.
when people try to say that shit. Like when we start talking about having our own shit, we talking about segregation now. Get out of here with that shit.
Excellent point.
I feel you, man. How you feel, Nikki, about this? How you feel?
I really don't have too much to say about it. I think rules, laws, control, all of those things are most definitely needed. In different aspects of our lives, we have to be under some type of control or follow some type of rules or follow some type of laws. Um,
Right.
I was in here earlier just kind of listening, and it's funny when people come in here and they read that, they're automatically triggered by it as if it means, for a specific people, there's supposed to be laws. Like, no, we all have to follow rules and laws and things like that. And that is a way that you set up boundaries. I'm not, when I say boundaries, I don't mean just relationships. There's boundaries in all types of things. You have a relationship with your boss or your coworkers. They have certain rules in place so people don't cross boundaries. Like, it's in all different aspects of our lives.
Thank
So
you.
to disagree with this, to me, it just wouldn't make any sense.
Thank you. I'm about to blow up over here. Thank you, thank you. You understand, you understand. You didn't even add no extra. You get what I'm saying. I think, okay, like I said, that one chick that came in, she had a valid. I like how she did that though. My thing is that siren. I did. I got that on all my stuff. So she had something. Okay, I can understand why she did that, but after I explained that to her, I mean, I don't get how I went any further, but she got me on that one though. But yeah, that's why I want to block
Hey,
that
Chef,
siren out.
Chef, can I ask a
I
question?
just want to
I'm
say
not
real
trying
quick.
to take up your line. I really want to ask a question though.
What's the deal?
As people of the melanated community, do y'all think or do y'all see a possibility of us governing ourselves, and do you think it will work?
Never.
Mm.
Absolutely.
That's for everybody in the comments.
Never.
You
I don't think we'll ever be allowed to
ah,
I
do
would say
that.
yes.
you said will we be able to? Mm.
I
I
think
mean,
us
Not
as
govern
a group
ourselves,
would be
like
able to
fully
do
govern
it,
ourselves.
but I don't think the
Wait,
YC
hold
people
on.
will
So we're
ever
not
let
all
us.
talking over each other. Let's go around real quick, just so everybody kind of got a place to speak. Cause I don't. Yeah, I just don't. I want to be able to hear everybody. Go ahead, Nish.
gotcha.
My answer is yes.
The Joker.
I will.
What you
I
got?
will add that
I'm
it may be
sorry.
hard,
Um,
but it's not impossible.
yeah, I was gonna say, at the trajectory that we're going right now, no. But if we have some type of pivotal point, where some things can change, majorly, then yeah.
Who
Nikki,
next?
go ahead.
Oh, Nick. Yeah.
I thought Bam was next.
No, he asked the question.
Oh, I'm gonna honestly say no, because
Thank you.
there were points in history where we were much better as a community, and the YT people still didn't let us thrive in that. It's not that we don't have, we don't have it in us to do it. We've done it plenty of times before, and I feel like even if we were all to come together, even now, um, it would be prohibited. Like there always has to be like a fall guy for something, and I feel like the black community is like the fall or the fault of everything that's wrong with the country or everything that's wrong with something. We're always the people to blame for it, so I don't see that changing at all.
Okay. All right, and then for me, I would say I will it's a big no. The reason why I say that is just because the way we are now. We can't even like I think she kind of said that too. We don't even get along or she might not do. But we don't even get along with each other right now to even do anything. You know what I'm saying? So if we was to do that, we would have to get people that's on the same mindset as us, the ones that's not sitting here envious, jealous and think, "Oh, you got this, you got that." We can't have that type of mentality to even get that. So we so busy about I'm trying to think of another word to put it. Sharpen each other in the back. I don't know if y'all know what I mean by that, but we so busy trying to do that rather than trying to help each other out and all that stuff. We can't even trust each other. That's another thing. I know y'all heard the saying plenty of times. Skin folk ain't kin folk. You know what I'm saying? So that's a straight up true statement. Just because we got the same skin color doesn't mean that we gonna be on the same boat. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of I can't me myself. I can't even trust a dude with a hoodie on, or especially a black dude. I can't trust them walking past or whatever, thinking he not about to rob me. You think I'm not about to be scared? And I live in Detroit, so that's even worse. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know where people might have happy little areas or whatever and all that, but I'm not trusting no dude with no hoodie, especially with his hand in his pocket going past. No, forget
I
all
wouldn't
that.
trust a white
Okay,
man
so
either,
y'all know
but
I ain't
I
shit,
might
right?
trust a black man.
Oh wait, I was gonna go real quick. My
Y'all,
bad.
You
okay, go
right
ahead.
about
We
that,
know.
YT too. I wouldn't trust that either.
So for me, I would say it would be nice, but I don't see that happening just due to history, because I feel like every time we have, they destroyed us. From the Tulsa massacre to I think there was I forget what it was called, but there was another one where it was just a group of community, just a bunch of black folks just living their lives, doing their own thing, and the government went in and they boom boomed that real
Oh
quick.
my.
That was
So
Wilson,
yeah, yeah. So
Wilson, North Carolina.
yeah, in Wilson, North Carolina. So like I don't feel that that would be possible. I don't think the only way that I could see that even getting close to that is if we all collectively start trying to change stuff, but it's going to be hard when we already know that everything is stacked against us currently. Right? Like every time we try to change stuff, we have to, do so much. We have to go and jump through so many hoops and then it's still a maybe. You know what I mean? Or they change it for a minute and then they try to revert back. So it's me personally. I don't see it happening. I'm sorry if I'm being
Okay, so
realistic.
y'all know I ain't shit. Y'all know I asked that with the agenda in mind. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how I work at this point. Okay, so I'm gonna add an element to this question, right? Um, Now add the element of this being post reparations. Okay. Now keep in mind when you answer this question, this is going to somewhat directly pervade how you feel about our success rate when we receive reparations. And also keep in mind, because what you said, AJ, was a good point. They cannot maneuver the way that they maneuvered back then. Though. We are two in the public eye. They can't bomb a town in America right now. What they can do is keep us out with red tape, which is why I added reparations. So, do you think that if we did receive reparations, we would have enough people inside of our community that would be able to get this done by the book?
No.
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 They gonna buy cars with that stuff and how and they own
Right,
personal
Now,
stuff.
exactly.
now I say no.
Because when
Keep in
people get
mind,
tax
again,
money,
y'all.
they get cars and they get stuff and they get their cars
Right.
repossessed once tax is gone. No.
Right.
I
Go
don't
ahead,
feel
Y'all,
like
Nikki.
that's
I know you
possible
wanted to go.
because of the society that we live in. Like, if this was years ago, then maybe. But because we live in such an individualized society, I don't see us coming together, especially especially after reparations, to bring the community together. Because look at how many black billionaires we have and millionaires we have in our community, and they'll donate to a YT fund before they even think to put that
Mm,
money back into the hood.
that's a good one.
For me, I'm gonna say no, and I'm gonna tell you why. A couple of reasons. One, also what everybody has said. A lot of people are going to end up spending money on stupid shit they don't really need. Number two, when they give that back to us, it's going to if they ever give that to us, it's going to be when the American dollar completely falters, which means it's going to mean nothing anyway.
It's
And
gonna
as
be
Mm.
long as they
soon.
control the media, hold on, as long as they control the media and everything else is the reason why you hear about certain things but you don't hear about others, right? We have to force our way to even get them to even recognize some of the injustices, and there's still injustices that are happening every day that nobody hears about, right? So I don't think that's ever going to happen, literally, unless, like I said, if they're going to give us anything back, it's going to be when that American dollar fully crumbles, which is crumbling now if you're paying attention to economics right now. So
yeah, Chinese dollar. Well, I don't even want to get into that. I know exactly what you're talking about though, but it is coming sooner than we think. If y'all not paying attention, definitely go look that up. The American dollar is definitely under attack right now.
Oh
Okay,
my.
so did anybody else need to go before I say what I'm about to say?
Go ahead, I guess.
So
go ahead.
y'all feel like understand this is why I said this is kind of a trick question. Y'all are basically saying that reparations, number one, is not necessary. Number two, you don't feel like we could deprogram the black community from consumerism. Is that what y'all basically saying?
Yes.
Yeah,
Y'all
I
don't
was about
y'all
to
don't
say
have
sad
faith in that?
truth.
I'm gonna
Sad
say
truth.
yes.
Yeah,
When you
sad
program
truth.
a group of people for 300 to 400 years, and you play with these people like they're a mouse in a maze, it's hard to get up out of that mindset.
Okay. So now let me ask y'all this. If that is true, do you feel like we should transition from a community standpoint of basically trying to get us together to an individualized standpoint? Because if what you're saying is true, and let me say this though, let me go ahead and give my point of view. I don't feel like that's true. I feel like though what is going to have to happen, number one, is the black dollar is going to crumble because if we paid attention to what happened inside of the pandemic, a lot of black people woke up, right? This is why you see black people start taking advantage of black PPP loans and shit. Because that, while they had an agenda tied to it, they didn't really realize what it meant to the black community. The black community had a lot of faith in the dollar. And when they had a lot of faith in the workforce and they had a lot of faith in the economic structure. That's basically what we only thing we have faith in. We've been indoctrinated to believe that, oh, I worked this 9 to 5, I saved this money, woo woo. And when we seen what happened with the pandemic, we seen how quickly that shit could go away, right? So I do feel like it would have to be something very drastic to happen. But I feel like we have enough people currently inside of our community who have a sense of financial structure and financial literacy enough. Yeah, you're gonna have them people that's gonna blow the money on gold and jewelry. We know that, right? But I feel
But
like there's
do you
enough
know why
people.
that's do you know why
But
so though?
hold on.
But I feel like it's enough people that will establish our own infrastructures, right? And this is why I posed the first question. I feel like if that happens, and it's gonna happen, like AJ said, it's gonna happen. What we're gonna start seeing is more black communities because we're
Yeah.
not gonna have that crutch anymore. That's the crutch.
So
Consumerism is the crutch that has held black
so
community down for so long.
so if I can answer your first question, do I think that as a people we can get away from consumerism? Absolutely. Absolutely. I know it's going to take time. I think it's definitely very doable. But I feel like if we are going to invest in ourselves and do that type of investment, knowing that when they do that, that is exactly what is going to happen, then we need to invest in ourselves and find other ways that we can prosper. That is away from anything that they created, right? Whether that be a barter system, whatever we need to do um, to get that done, or if we need to start investing in gold as you know what I mean, and minerals and stuff like that, then that is stuff that we need to start doing now because that's going to be the only thing that's going to save us, right? That
I
paper,
totally agree.
that's literally what it is. It's paper. That's all
I
it is. It's
totally
paper.
agree.
It ain't going to do
Um,
nothing.
can I add one additional thing before? Because I know Nikki, you about to say
Hmm.
something. To what you just said, not only minerals, we need to invest in black farms. And I say that because everything that
Yep.
we do from here on out, and it's definitely to establish that, we got to do from the ground up. That's why the black dollar doesn't stay in the community for so long because we are only involved in the economics from a consumer based level. And I don't mean as a consumer, but as involved as a consumer. So when you go spend your black dollar with a black owned business, they go spend their black dollar with a white owned farm. Okay. So if you
So,
invested in a black restaurant, you spend that $30 on lamb chops, a lamb chop dinner at a black owned restaurant, they just spent their money with a with a white owned farm. So the money immediately left as soon as you gave it to them. So we would have to start from the ground up. And your point of minerals was a great idea.
yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, Touche.
I think what I mean, not trying to be the one to come here and be an opposing person, but I think your idea is very good. But I think the realistic thing is every time we have done things in peace and we've done things like that, the other side hates that, which is
Oh,
always
of course.
um which is always a other reason why it does not last for long. Um, we had, I want to say for my area, we had an amazing leader who was Nips, like I said, Nipsey Hussle, and he was doing stuff for his community. He was putting stuff back in the community. He was giving back, and let's just say, to me, in my personal opinion, I don't think this man all of a sudden wanted to do something to that man. I think that man was set up to do something to him because Nipsey Hussle was an asset to our community, and it was covered up. Call me a theorist, uh conspiracy theorist, whatever the case may be, but it's just a fact. So I'm not taking away from that, but I just feel like every time we begin to build from the ground up, we're stopped because we're, of course, we are more powerful together than individual. Another thing, um another thing that's kind of hard when y'all say spend y'all black dollar with with people who are, black owners and stuff like that. Y'all got to look at how some of these black entrepreneurs treat their customers. You got to understand how you got to really pay attention to that. Like, oh, okay, well, if the product is not good, what are you gonna do about it? Oh, well, you already spent your money. I don't care. So, and that's not everybody, but I have got that attitude on multiple occasions. Where compared when you dealing with white palm color people, they will reimburse you. They'll do this, they'll do that. They try to make sure that you continuously come back. And like I said, a lot of our entrepreneurs have a I don't care attitude. So it's very a difficult thing. People just have to look at history, and every time that we begin to be peaceful and we begin to do things, that it's always going to be somebody who they're not going to like that. So it's going to always be a hassle. And then you got to look at how we treat each other as people. A prime example of, yeah, can we come together? Yeah, but would it be very difficult? Yes, because we get on the app every day and get upset at another person's preferences.
Mm.
We get upset that somebody else is not willing to do certain things that we willing to do. We call people who have their own minds sometimes pick me's. Like we literally have the crab in the bucket syndrome. And as soon
Yeah.
as it's like and it's like I get it. A lot of people are like, well, we need to get out of that. Yeah, we may need to get out of a lot of stuff, right? And when we begin to move, and somebody always steps out the line. They break the barricade. They do whatever it is, and then it's like, okay, well, shit, we holding it together, and everybody ain't else. You ain't trying to hold it together with us. Then it becomes an individuality thing because it's like, well, I can't
Mm-hmm.
let you let my ship sink. I'm literally
Well,
here sitting here. What happened?
oh no, I was agreeing with you. My bad. Sorry.
You feel me? And I just this is just a fact. We've had leaders, we've had people of the community actually do stuff for the community. And like I said, Kev, you know, I live in LA, and it's a 4 year of that man being gone. The city still hurts to this day because this was the only person who was pouring into our community when he did not have to. You feel me? So it's just like y'all just it's just the facts. Whenever we start standing together on something, even out here, it's been times where we had ceasefires and all of a sudden this area is doing this to this. No, that it ain't that area, it's the police. They see peace. They see no way to continue to have a job to stir up trouble, so they make trouble. It's every life like
I
that
mean,
everywhere in the world.
I think we saw that. I think we saw that a lot during even anytime we protest. You know what I mean? I know I pointed that out, I think, a couple years ago, where I didn't understand why the palm. Well, we know what palm color community I'm talking about. When they have their little rallies, their anti-black rallies, they don't show up. The police don't show up in riot gear,
Mm-hmm.
but we're out
And
there holding
when it's
signs,
us,
and they're tear gassing us, and the media is spinning it one way and everything else. So I definitely think that you definitely right on that. I mean, but I think a lot of us up here did say, like, we don't see that ever happening. Like, in a perfect world, yeah, that's definitely what we need to do, is invest in minerals and invest in ourselves and do those things. But that is not the
yeah.
case. As far as us fighting with each other and nitpicking everything else, I mean, yeah, it's obnoxious. Don't get me wrong; it's very taxing, but at the same time, it is very much needed for that healing, because we have, as a people, gone through so much. Every time we try to get ahead, they tear us down. Every time we put a leader, they get taken out. You know what I mean? So it's not like it's one of those things. Me personally, I would just, knowing, seeing how things could go, if the dollar does crumble, we need to focus more on other alternatives that are away from the system. Because as long as we are still trying to use the system to benefit us, it ain't never gonna happen. It's just
I
won't
feel
Yeah.
happen.
like as
So
long I feel like the way to win this is by everybody being more kind of like standing on what they need to get done, right? We all have jobs individually. I feel like, hey, if we all know that I'm supposed to do this and you know you're supposed to do that and that's how you contribute, like keep contributing. Do not change the plan, right? What happens is we allow a lot of this stuff, social media including, um take us off our focus. A lot of us do it, and I see it all the time. If you say, "Hey, I'm gonna do this," you do this, you go do this, you go do this, and we stay on that job, and our contribution to it is something that keeps us together or keeps helping us build. Cool, but the problem is, it's also that envy, that crabs in the bucket syndrome. Oh, well, I don't like that person because and it's something so petty, and it's like, bro. That man needs to do what he needs to do, and you need to do what you do. Well, I don't get how I could, it's always the envy and the jealousy, and it's always once again sparked up by somebody throwing a bug in their ear, by somebody on social media, like, they look at, like, even some of the motivational stuff on here. They thought you was weak. They thought they got over on you. Show them who's boss. It's like, bro, why was y'all putting that out there like that? Like, that's not.
Provoking.
Yeah, like, that's not, that y'all provoking some people, and a lot of the time it's a message. It's very hard, but people just gotta stick to what they do. I Kev, I definitely agree with you a little bit on this topic, but not so much, because we've been following the rules, and the rules don't never play out for us when we follow all the rules completely.
Don't you can follow your own rules, right?
Yeah, but when you make a statement, rules, laws, and control,
Yeah, that's
like,
broad.
yeah,
So that mean any
that's
that
like chicken.
mean
Hey, you want to eat chicken? What, grilled, baked, seasoned, not seasoned,
yeah,
salt, secrets? It's a bland
but you
statement.
still eat it though.
I'm
So
not eating it.
Can I
but
say
that's
something real
what
quick and I can drop?
what's up?
No, I was gonna say something about the topic, and then I gotta drop because I got
Okay,
a
for
kid.
sure.
But no, I just want to reiterate that I don't think anything is gonna change until something extremely catastrophic happens, and the reason I say that is because at that point that we will literally have to start from the bottom and build up. But I feel like in that the black community has an advantage because unlike everybody else, or I'll just say unlike the YT people, we thrive in that community setting. We just can't get it together to get back to that point. We're the most innovative, most creative people. We're, some of the most smartest people out here. So all this stuff, the social media and people's opinions, none of this shit is even gonna matter when that happens. None of this shit is gonna matter when it happens. What's gonna matter is people's survival instincts. Just like when the pandemic happened and stuff like that, you had, I was working at a company in which, rich white tea people were the majority of, our customers. And these people were freaking out. They had no idea what to do. Like, yeah, you have all this money, but when that money doesn't mean anything, and when you have to
Mm,
rely strictly on your survival instincts, you don't have a clue what to do. But I feel like that's where we will thrive because we used to getting it out of the mud. So
mm.
when something catastrophic happens, best believe we're going to see at the same time that we literally are all we got. We've never had allies. Black community has zero allies. We can't even name one. But something like this happens and we have no choice but to come together and stick by each other's side because it's the world against us and that's how it always has been. I feel like something catastrophic is going to literally wake everybody up to realize this. We see it, we know it, but we haven't had that epiphany yet. And I think it's going to take something drastic to make all of us see.
I
That's a
agree.
fact. I 100% agree with that, and that's definitely was my point. You articulated that beautifully. If you pay attention to the history of Black people, nothing that we have ever created came out of comfortability. Not one thing. And again, like I said, and you just mentioned the student, if you pay attention to what happened in the pandemic, we were so dangerously close to that uncomfortability. And everything being shaken up, everybody was. You know what I'm saying? If you wasn't a necessity, if your job wasn't a necessity, you had
Okay,
to you
for
had to
sure.
make some changes quickly to provide for your family. We function well in that kind of environment.
A lot of people didn't stress out unless they family members unless they family members was at risk. A lot of us was still outside. They was telling us to
Facts.
be in the house. Oh, your curfew's at 6 o'clock. We was outside to 12 in the morning. Like, we're not going. Like, I feel like
What?
we can. I feel like we could come together, but the only thing is how long. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, we can come
Well,
together, but how long are we
I,
gonna actually stay together? Because it's been known
I,
that
so, oh, sorry, go ahead.
we've
uh,
been known to come together, right? The problem is not coming together. We've done it multiple times. The problem is after the smoke clears, us staying together. That's
Well, I think
But when that
it
smoke clears,
depends.
we
I
won't
think it
have.
depends on the way we come together. Because the thing is that if we come together codependent like that, then yeah, it's gonna fall apart,
I like how you
right?
put
This is
that.
where
Yeah.
we need interdependency,
Or the
which
reasons
means
why we came
it's
together.
not me. You know what I mean? So, for example, say all of us are, I don't know, say stuck in a house, right?
Mhm.
Or we're stuck somewhere, and we all, just the people up here on the panel, need to survive, right? I shouldn't have to tell Bam, you need to go do this. Touche, you need to go do this. Kev, you need to go do this. Joker, you need to go do this. You know what I mean? If we all, if we were all interdependent, we would know exactly what we need to do, and
Right,
we could
Right.
work that out.
so the point I wanted to make to what you were saying, to say is the problem is every time we have come together before, what did we have? We had the YT hand in it. You even basically admitted it earlier. Even when we talking about Tulsa, even when we talking about Wilmington, North Carolina, when we talking about Lake Lenoir, it's always that hand. It's always we get to that point, and then we now have to assimilate into their society. You just made the point of how we didn't panic. Look at the YT community. What did they do? They got to running up in Capitol buildings. They got to marching about masks and shit. They lost their mind. If this shit
Hmm.
happens,
Mm-hmm.
we not gonna have that hand in it because they're gonna be busy panicking. This is what we capitalize. We function and thrive inside of chaos, and they don't.
I mean, I can say like I seen that too, and like I said, unfortunately, I seen this come together once again when Nip passed away. I seen rival gang members march together. I seen them stand in solidarity, but soon as it like got past it, it's that something sparked it back up, and you can't,
Right.
and they wasn't looking, for who sparked it up. They just knew that it was sparked back up. Oh yeah, we just came over there and talked to y'all, and now all of a sudden it's pew 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 over here, and now we wondering what just happened. And I don't believe it was our people. I believe it was the system that was like it's too quiet.
Yep.
So let's start a
But they've
pot.
always
So.
done that. But they've always done that. You know what I mean? Like if you think about it, even
Mm-hmm.
in our own communities, they push us to poor communities, and what do? They're over policed. We're dealing with all this other, all sorts of other stuff, all these negative statistics. They keep us in this constant state of chaos to where we are constantly fighting, right? But the thing is that yeah, in a perfect world, yeah, everybody would wake up and get wise to that, right? But we already know not everybody is going to. They're not going to.
Yeah.
And as long as egos are going to be there, and as long as people are always going to be able to be manipulated, yeah, we're not going to be able to come together and be buddy buddy and all up in everybody's shit 1,000% of the time.
Yeah.
Of course,
So.
somebody's going to feel like they're doing more than the other. Go ahead, Kev. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh no, you good. So I'm
Or
about to. I
Touche.
want to speak on because I see studio down there. So even with that, and I feel what he's saying and all that though. But even us, because we say we might, or some a lot of us saying that we might not see it going, that don't mean it's impossible. We're not saying it's impossible and stuff. We're just trying to like be in real, we're trying to live in
Realistic.
reality. You know what I'm saying?
Realistic.
Because we have that has just like y'all said, it's the only time we really come together is opposite skin color hurt me or something like that. Nah, it's time for us to be a team again and all of a sudden. But once that died down, right, we got to
It's back
watch
to
each
the
other
basics.
back again. We got to watch each other back again and all this stuff. I mean, it's just like, and that's like you said with the money. That's not going. It's only so much that it's gonna be a matter of time where you got more money than me because that's just it's stored in it. It's not even us that's doing it. Other places are doing it. You know what I'm saying? But we probably one of the main ones because of the way we got brought up. I just thought about something I was talking about at work today. That I realized that that's our biggest problem, that we don't know how to work with each other. That's the reason why we fell into a lot of stuff, but we want to blame it on everything else. And we be having money, but we still not even. Okay, but what about the families right now? We got right. Do we got family members? All y'all, is everybody working together or is everybody separated in some way? Like, no, you got to work to get to this or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Don't we got them family members that want to just mind their own business and all that stuff? Like, nah, man, I put in this hard work. Worry about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Or I get we family and all, but you know what I'm saying? But some of the time, like I said, that's a survival or that's a protection or a defense. It's just something we got in all of us as humans and stuff. So if we was to come together, it depend on the mindset, the intentions, and all that stuff. It ain't just because we're all black. Let's just come together. It don't work like that because that's where it's gonna fail at the same time too. Because
Yeah,
we
because
don't
there's
all
That's
have
people
not.
the
who
same
lazy.
mindset.
That ain't
It's,
human nature though, bro. That's manipulated,
but
and
I
you
feel
gotta
like
be
a
able.
lot of people are a lot feel like what once
You-
again somebody said everybody can't be the chief. Like people gotta be
No.
Indians and they gotta play their role. And the fact is that nobody wants to be an Indian because they don't want to feel like a follower. Everybody want to lead something, but they not prepared for to do what it takes to be a leader. And that's just the truth.
Well, and
yeah,
that's the other thing too. Even if we say, for example, they were to cut up the country and be like, okay, black folks, y'all can have this state and you can have this region, it's still going to break apart and you're going to have different sections of different people who are
Mm-hmm.
not going to get along. So at the end of the
It,
day, I'm not saying that we have no sense of community. That's never what it is. What it is our, within our own human need to want to, you know what I mean? We want to be the best, right? So I'm going to go with this team because this team is one that suits me the best and we're going to be better than everybody else. And then it becomes this, right? Then it becomes me versus my team versus Bam's team. Bam's team versus Kev's team. Kev's team versus everybody else's team.
right, it
And
always
then it
be
never
like that.
goes.
Yeah.
And then it falls apart again. And that's the thing. That's why I'm saying, like, I'm not saying that we don't have any sense of community. I think we do for the most part. At the end of the day, I do genuinely do believe that to a degree.
Yeah.
Some of us, not all of us, some of us. But
So
I
I
just
got it.
don't see us coming together kumbaya. Like I will never
Right.
see that happen.
I yeah, I can see right. I feel you
I
on
think
that
a
too.
gang of us
So
would
uh,
definitely come together and work together.
yeah,
But I
gang,
feel
little
like
gang, yeah.
yeah, like it'll be a gang of us. But this is the thing too. We need to find it. It would be definitely very hard. It would be a lot to go through to get everybody to be on board with it because in history we have done that consistently. And
And
the
our gang
fear,
gonna have to worry
it,
about other gangs.
yeah,
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
and Studio said it too. Yeah, it is the fear, bro. It is the fear that as soon as we sit back here and we get settled because we done been traumatized in coming together, then something drastic happened and it breaks us all up, coming together and it get like that fear is gonna be the reason why it doesn't last. Because people gonna be
It's a
like,
thin line though between that fear and just being just gullible. I'm trying to think of a word, but it's a thin line
what
between it because we got to be
we
smart
use gullible.
sometimes too. Because some of this stuff we got to learn. That I mean, a lot of this stuff has we just like you said we probably tried it before though, but we didn't. Like I said, we didn't uh hurt each other in our own back. You know what I'm saying? We turned on each other and put it away and put it another word. So that stuff been happening a lot. And then I want to get back to what Bams was saying about that you said that you don't feel like that is in a lot of humans' nature or just in our nature or something like that. So you feel like that we just naturally what good people or something like that? Because I feel like if we had different skin color or not or whatever, we're gonna be the same exact person. As soon as somebody get power, you know, some people just don't know how to deal with that situation.
If
You
that
said it
was
was
the case, bro,
manipulation.
if that was the case, we would have distributed back in some kind of form, in some kind of way of retaliation, the hand that was dealt to us. We've had black people in power. That's not how we function. What I'm saying is that's not our nature. That's what we have been indoctrinated to do. When we left to our own devices, we don't move like that.
Do you
So
believe we ever had power before? If
yeah, for
we
sure.
going off based off skin color, have you ever had
It
power
listen,
before?
it wasn't considered power. We had we had we had balance before. Okay, we had
Yeah,
balance before, and soon as consumerism got introduced to us, that's when the indoctrination started. And when that indoctrination started, here comes the power struggle. Because,
yeah.
like bro said, now you put a monetary value on it. Now I know this person got this much money, and I got this much money. I gotta have as much money as him, or I'm not. I'm inferior to him.
Yeah.
That whole
So,
introduction changed our whole way of life. If you
And
look
I'm
at even now,
hold on real
there are
quick, catch
cultures
that.
in Africa. There are cultures in Africa that still function the same way, still function in solidarity, still function in peace, still function on a state of of eco structure and balance. We don't because we in America.
I feel you. So, all right, you into the Bible, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so I got a question. So, all right, you remember it was slaves and stuff back then, right? Slaves all in the Bible or
Yes.
one
whatever,
hundred percent. Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, do you think those was white T people that was slaving us, or was it our own kind slaving us?
Do you remember what happened um, with Jesus in the temple?
It's in the temple.
I'm asking you this for a reason. Do you know what happened with Jesus in the temple?
No, I
When
probably missed that
what
part.
is the only thing that made Jesus go into a fit of rage?
You talking about when he
Does
flipped that
anybody else
table
know the
over?
Bible? The representation of consumerism. He turned the table over. He actually displayed rage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That. What did Judas betray Jesus for?
They got me on that.
was it like a game? I don't know. I didn't.
No.
I
Who?
don't.
No. What did Jesus
Money.
betray? I mean,
Oh,
what did Judas
I don't
betray
know.
Jesus
I
for?
don't read the Bible. That's
This
why I
was
was like,
already introduced then. This was already introduced then. The reason when Jesus was introduced to these people and that he said he was the Son of God, the reason that they wanted to even seek him out. Do you remember how they wanted to seek him out? Do you remember the symbols on the door? They wanted to unalive him before he even made it here. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because of the prophecy. He was going to disrupt their what? Power structure.
Mm-hmm.
That same power structure is the same reason we've been fighting from the beginning of time, even when those people were enslaved. All of that is for the same exact reason. Jesus
But
always had people though who were
yeah,
enslaved. Who did he protect?
that's
He
what
protected the
I
slaves. He
mean
didn't
about it.
protect the slavers.
I think my whole point of that was just to show that um my whole point of saying that is just show that even our own kind, right, can if we get power, you know what I'm saying? If we want to say it's our kind or not, we get power. Everybody got their own mindsets and they got their own way of thinking or the way they control their emotion or whatever. So we are not angels. I'm gonna put it that way. We be thinking that we angels. We think that everybody is I'm trying to think of the right word, susceptible to good and bad. You know what I'm saying? Some people get greedy. People
Those were
get
Gentiles
Well,
who
at the end of
introduced
the
that
day,
concept.
at the end of the
That
day,
wasn't us. Even in the
at the
Bible,
end
that
of the
wasn't us.
day, at the end of the day, the point is
what the what just happened?
She probably got a phone
AJ, you
call.
muted? Oh,
Um, she probably got a phone call. I feel like this. As much as we want certain stuff to change, certain stuff, like y'all saying, basically certain stuff has been here since the beginning of time. Um, and it's unfortunate. I just feel like the way to go about it is for people to remain in a job in a lane, and a lot of people can't do that because they always trying to swerve into the next person lane. So, I mean, and Kev, we've talked about that multiple times. I'll be like, man, why everybody can't let everybody just be who they are? And you be like, no, that's not the way. And it'd be like, bro, that's making it worse. But that's our
yeah,
opinion.
no. What's making it worse is everybody is doing what they want to do. That's what's making it worse.
Well, I'm a ride. I'm a Stelvin, and you Stelvin,
They do that. It's been
Yes,
like
bro.
that's nothing new.
Because then
That's
but then now I'm sitting here unhappy trying to follow your way.
hey, do what's best for you. You know what I'm saying? That's all I tell people. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't stressing whatever you got working, let it work. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
So
sir.
what the fuck is that?
I said, yes, sir.
That's why I always tell even like with religions and all that. I don't be trying to make people force people whatever. If your stuff working, it's gonna work for you. You know what I'm saying? I don't try to force nobody. But if I got advice or something like that, you know, it's up to you to take the advice or not. But if you ain't complaining about what your situation is, or if you complain about your situation is it, it's time to invest in something better or look at something better.
Yeah, I feel like if it ain't working
That's
for
why I
you,
try not to be stubborn. I mean, I ain't trying to be closed-minded and stubborn in what I believe in because I believe all this stuff we can get disproved wrong on anything. All this stuff we got taught from somebody, or all this stuff came from somewhere. Our parents might have told us. All we know is our own experiences and stuff. So that's why I never try to tell nobody what their experiences were. Oh no, your experience is wrong, or your religion is wrong, or your beliefs. You know what I'm saying? I don't say that because even life itself is just it's a freaking mystery. We
you
don't
told me
even
I
know
was
that.
wrong, Kev.
Yep, you wrong.
But yeah. Damn the rules, the laws, and the control. Down with the man.
Yeah.
If
But
I was
yeah, I made it broad
if
like
the
that just
Black
to see where
Panthers was
everybody
around,
mind
bro,
is
I
at.
would probably be in the back Black Panthers. I would
Uh
probably
oh.
be that.
I don't think you say it. Can you say that on the app? I don't know.
Why I can't say that?
I don't know. They be having some stuff about. I don't know.
It's a political party.
Mm, I don't know. I
If
don't
I
want to
get
get.
in trouble for that, I promise you.
I'm gonna be mad too with it because I'm like I want to say this live.
Oh well, let me get out there.
Man, but yeah, man, that's the he's scared. He got scared for anything. But man, I feel everybody on everything, you know. That's what I tell people to believe. But is the studio still in here? What's the convo? The convo is the topic right here. That's on my face now. What studio go? He left. But I just wanted to let him know that shoot, because people don't might not believe it, or matter of fact, Bam came up with the thing. You can speak just because people might not believe it or whatever. It don't mean it's impossible though. You know, anything is possible. It's just, of course, people can't see it coming anytime soon, but it could be sooner than what we think it is. I mean, it's just anything is possible though, but just how it is. Dang, this thing is. I gotta charge this thing. My phone is about to unalive.
You won't even say your phone go do a
Right.
unalive.
The TikTok got me talking crazy.
Oh, trust me, I'll be going into Facebook lives and Instagram lives, tapping the screen. I'll be messing up the whole strip. Lord, TikTok got us scarred for real, for
Right, even in real life.
real.
Like,
Man.
you're not supposed to say that word. Oh, wait, I got bananas. Like, what the heck is that? What fruit you done
Man, you
bring?
just don't even
Banana.
realize how many times I've tried to talk to people about TikTok stuff and they just looking at me like, what?
Like an
Like, what
alien.
you
Like,
want?
who are you again?
Like, you got banana. Like, girl, that sounds
Like, what type of freaky app you on?
right.
Bananas.
Like, so
Mimi,
you
what's the deal?
into
Mimi, hop up in
fruits
the box.
now? Oh,
Right. Like, nah, I might have to order me some.
girl. Oh,
What the heck?
oh, shoot. I need
Boy,
to.
Bam must be grinding now. His junk done muted out.
Yeah, no, I was about to say, actually, my bad. I missed most of the conversation because there was a tornado warning here, and
Ooh.
yeah, and I even heard the little tornado siren went off and stuff, and it
Mm-hmm.
was violent winds and recurrent lighting up in the sky. I was about to have to go to the basement, so I was trying to coordinate my kids,
Oh, okay.
but
Yeah, they, well,
yeah.
I think the question, you heard the question Bam said?
I heard the second question, I think, and then I think that's where I stopped really paying good
It was a,
attention.
it was a good question, though. He was basically asking, about, if we, especially if we got reparation, what do you think we could build together, black people and all that stuff,
Oh
or do
yeah, I
we?
had responded on that one. I
Okay.
was like, I
Oh, you
didn't,
did?
I didn't think so. I think we're beyond that because I could just see it now. People get reparations or whatever. Here they go. It's about time. Spend it on something
Mm-hmm.
worthless. Okay.
I,
Mm.
I literally got a topic coming soon. I just haven't did it yet though. But I already wrote that down. I said what you do with your money with little money is what you're gonna do with big money, depending on how you spend it and stuff. Because you could tell a lot. People who don't
Mm,
save money and stuff, they spend it on anything. They gonna do the same thing with a big amount.
exactly. So let's not even act like y'all get some money and y'all go actually change the world or nothing.
You're right. Right.
I can't agree with that, bro. We spend money for different reasons.
You
When you
said.
if you spend money in survival mode, yeah, then 9 times out of 10 you're gonna be less likely to survive. If you spend money have enough money to make a difference, you
Your stuff went out or went low.
can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear you
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, if you have enough money to actually make a difference, you will. There are people right
Yeah.
now who are probably $10,000 away, um, and this is $10,000 in disposable money, investment money, money that you can spend and not have to worry about it being a part of your survival,
Mm-hmm.
away from making a difference in the world. Because they don't have that and they have to function inside of a survival mode every second. The money that you see them spending when it's like buying J's, that's for fulfillment. It's called instant gratification. It's because
Yeah.
they don't fulfill anywhere else in their life. The rest of their life is catered to survival. Everything I'm doing, these hours I'm working, if I'm working 12, 14, 16 hours, I'm working all these hours to survive. So if I
Mm-hmm.
have an extra $200, I might buy some J's so it'll make me feel better. But if I had 200K, I could put $10,000 down on a patent and create something and not have to worry
So
about whether or not I'm gonna survive tomorrow.
So
May I?
what? Okay,
I
so
think
that's what I mean
Jimmy,
about priority.
but I think for you, Bam, that's a different thing. This is the thing. To answer, first of all, let me back up. Hey, Kev, how are you?
What's the
Hey,
deal?
everybody else on the panel. This is the thing. If I heard the question correctly, it was if we receive reparations, do we think that Black folks as a whole can build a community together? Is that the question?
Yes.
No, absolutely not. We can't struggle together. If we can't struggle together, we not gonna put
Thank
our money. We not gonna put our money together because people who can't struggle together to build something definitely ain't gonna get their money and put it together to create something because there's no trust in our community to even like that would take a whole lot of trust. Nope, we don't have it in us to do it. I mean, do I think it would be a good thing? Probably. But do I think that we can? Absolutely not. No. It's too it's too many of us that fight against each other. We can't even come together on basic solutions. How to get our community back together on basic solutions, how to get men and women to talk to each other, be kind to each other, have relationships with each other. We can't even get that done. So how are we going to put money on top of something that we can't do? Based on God, people always want to talk about God, but let me tell you something. If you can't do something with the little bit that you have right now,
That's what I was talking about.
how is God going to bless us with something more abundantly and think we're going to do something with that? No, I'm gonna have to disagree with
Let me
you on
ask
this
y'all a
one,
question.
Bam.
How much money do y'all think Michael Jordan had when he was growing up?
I don't know.
How much money do you think Oprah had when she was growing up?
Oprah was homeless and broke and poor. She grew
And
up poor.
matter of fact, how much money do you think the Wayans had when they were growing
Oh,
up?
they were poor. That's a
Four.
fact.
Exactly.
They were
So
poor.
it don't mean, listen, when they were poor, they were functioning inside of survival mode. This is the exact reason a lot of, see, we have the crab in the barrel mentality. Jay-Z said it best. Crabs ain't supposed to be in the barrel. That's
They
why we
sure
have the
enough.
mentality, because we're in the barrel. If we had
May I?
reparations and we were no longer in the barrel, we would be able to think and function more clear. A lot of the
May,
reasons that we fight
Hold on.
right now is because if somebody make it, somebody else won't. If we
uh,
all got the same
This
opportunity, we ain't worrying about he got reparations, I got reparations. I ain't got to worry about if he make it, I ain't gonna make it no more. Cause we both got it. Now, what if
this the
we
No,
got bills
mentality
and we
though.
really want to
Bam.
get
We don't even take care of each other now. We're
because
talking
we're
about Jay
struggling,
Z.
we in survival mode.
We're talking about Jay Z, Oprah, Beyonce, Michael Jordan, the Wayans brothers, all of them. What are they doing for this community as a whole? They all together, collectively, have enough money to put together that could
Hmm.
change this community. Lil Wayne, T.I., Kevin Gates. I mean, the list is endless of millionaires, of black
Hmm.
people that have millions of dollars that aren't doing anything for the community. Yeah, they throw a little money here, there, give back here, there, build school. Oprah built a whole school in Africa. She ain't built that school here in the United States. She went to Africa. LeBron
if,
James is the only millionaire off the top of my head. I'm not saying that there aren't others, but LeBron James has specifically built a school for his black students. He makes sure that his black students are taken care of. He is one man with billions of dollars that has given back to the community. I can't think of nobody else. The only time you hear about the other stars and those people is when stuff is going on and they want to get a little bit of clout and put their name out there. We have enough black millionaires that if they really wanted to build up the community, they could, but they haven't. So,
if
so at the end of the day, what you about to have, if you get reparations, you about to have Dodge Ram. They about to be one of the richest car makers in the industry because Challengers and Chargers are gonna be everywhere. Cadillacs are gonna be everywhere. You
if
gonna
I
have Jordans, every pair of Jordans that a person can think of. They gonna have them and they're gonna be on their feet. These folks ain't thinking about no community. Community? No, sir.
if
I gotta disagree with you on this one, Bam.
I
But
want
you
to make
still my
a point,
boy. Bam's my homie.
if I may, I just want to make a brief point to what Bam was saying. I'm a small business consultant.
I see train wrecks
That's
all
a
the time,
bad.
all the time. Evening host and evening to everyone in the panel. I'll be brief. I just
That's
had
a
to. At first I was just down in the comments, but there was something to his point. It's not to pick on him. It's just to make an observation from my perspective. 95% of all small businesses fail within 3 years. It's not for a lack of money because they get grants, they get loans, they get investors. It's not the money, it's the mindset. It's the
mindset. That's all I'm
mindset.
about to say.
It's the mindset that destroys 95% of all small businesses within the first 3 years. They don't know how to be teachable, coachable. They don't know how to be a student. They don't know how to be the quietest one in the room when it comes to soaking up the knowledge from people that are wealthy, people that are knowledgeable. What you see is someone's ego grow into Godzilla just because they have the building set up and everything in it, but yet you don't have the revenue, you don't have the customers, you don't have the marketing, you don't have the strategy, you just have the stuff to say you're open. And then they start blaming, well, the customers aren't coming in. Well, you didn't even have a marketing budget to bring them. It's the minds. I've seen it so many times in the last 20 years that I couldn't even tell you. And I just wanted to say to Bam, I feel what he's saying out of his passion. He's hopeful, but the reality, boots on the ground, train wreck. Because the average person, even with their everyday check, can look into stocks. They can look into trust funds. They can look into LLCs now with the little extra money that they have every week. And to the point what he said about the Jordans, for $250, if you put that in crypto, you see what I'm saying? Something as simple as that decision.
That's why I said priority.
Do I buy a pair of Jordans to flip on StockX? Now it's an asset, not a liability. Or do I buy the next pair of Jordans, limited edition, so I can wear them at work? And so the ladies can see that I just paid $500 for these limited editions. The moment you're wearing them, they're depreciating. It's a depreciating asset. It's just like a race car. Do you buy the car to flip it because you're in a Corvette club, or do you buy the car to drive it and destroy it? And the moment you're in a car wreck, they're only going to insure it up to 20 grand. But yet you have rims on the car that cost 20 grand. The car itself is worth way more than that, and that's why car collectors are really weird about their cars. And I found this out just by talking to people. They said it's because the car may blue book only for 40 to 50,000, but we have 80,000 invested in the car. I'll never get the money back. It's just a car thing. So when you start talking about what we would do, I say it would be a train wreck for many of us for this one simple fact: we would not invest in real estate, even if it's just green space, even if it's just property, even if it's just saying, you know what, I'll buy my own 40 acres with reparations. We forget in many spaces that we were the reason for us to be displaced, for us to have our history erased. It was for the soil itself because they pulled the riches for this nation out of the soil itself, and we run away from it. So for that reason, what the woman, the lady just said, she's correct. The Dodge trucks and this that, we're headed towards a recession this summer. Housing market is ready to collapse this summer. CBDC, I don't want to go deep into this rabbit hole. I'll land my plane here. The digital currency for America is set to start with the FedNow app in March. The app itself that we're all supposed to put on our phone in March, and it'll be full fledged by July 2023. It's 3 years sooner than they said it was going to be. When we have to bring our dollars to the bank, and I'm going to land it on this point, so everyone, please hear me. If we do get reparations, it's a scam. When we bring our money to the bank, it's not going to be a dollar for dollar exchange. It's going to be 50 to 70 cents. I hope y'all hear me. So if you got $10,000 cash right now and you're not even thinking about going to gold, they're projecting gold to be $3,000 an ounce when the dollar tanks. Right now it's at $1,800. They're projecting $3,000. If you're trusting in the dollar, which the banks are hoping you do, you're going to lose your shirt. You're going to bring those dollars to the bank and they're going to say, we're going to put it on your crypto wallet. And then you're going to say, when you hand them the money, well, what's the exchange rate? Oh, I'm glad you asked now. It's 50 cents on the dollar because it's the global market exchange. It's that weak. It's not going to be a dollar. You can look this up. I'm not fear mongering, but I just want everyone to think about that. If they do release reparations in California and they say we're giving 250,000, it's because they know they're only getting half of that. They're only going to get half of that.
Well, not and I everything you're saying, I'm not disagreeing with any of what you're saying. I think everything you're saying is right. But I also know this. Let's just let's look at it in a simpler form. When COVID hit, everybody received. We start getting PPP loans.
Right.
If we were going to build a community, I hate to say, but COVID was the best time to build a community because you got all these people got these PPP loans. Folks are going to prison behind these loans that they're getting. That they went out here, women getting BBLs, people buying cars. The list was endless, and it's like, so I'm supposed to believe that when we had the ability, when we got the money handed to us, when people were getting these loans and not reading the fine print, we didn't come together then. So what makes people think that free money is going to cause us to go, oh, kumbaya, we're family. Let's get together and build our community. When we are handed money, we don't do that.
Right. And then we gonna fight over who put the most in there. And if I ain't put this part, you know what I'm saying? It's always gonna be something. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, when you're handed something, it you're you're taking away from yourself. If you're handed something, it's not the same as when you work
You
for it.
work for it. Yeah. I get you.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's
this
just
is the
why.
thing. We're not working for anything together. This is the thing. Okay, let's think about it even in simpler terms. We get on this app for TikTok all the time, and we have conversations every day. And it is the same redundant conversation every day. We as a people cannot even talk to one another because Kev thinks different than J Love. J Love thinks different than Joker. Joker thinks differently than Ken. Ken thinks differently than Lovely. And everybody feels that the way they're thinking is correct. And
Right.
it's cool to be open minded and it's cool to have different views and it's cool to talk to, but we don't even have respect enough for each other on this app to have a conversation without belittling, demeaning, dragging. You think you all of that. Oh, well, it's ridiculous. So again, we're supposed to come together in kumbaya when we can't even get on here and have a simple conversation amongst each other about why our community is in the shape that it's in.
Facts.
We can't even agree on the fact of it is about who's right, who's wrong, who's hurt the most, who fought the most, who fought the least. Well, who's the most jacked up? Is it the man or is it the woman? Well, women are 304s and Jezebels and legions and all this other foolishness, and men are dogs and they don't take care of their kids. But we're supposed to come together when somebody gives us something for free. Okay, y'all keep right on believing that. Keep right on believing that. All right.
Thank
We
you,
got
J
free
Love.
every day on this app. I'm serious. We have free every day on this app, and we can't even get together for a common conversation.
Mhm.
Nothing. You know what I'm saying? We can't even get together for a basic conversation just to be like, hey, you know what? We're
Can you drive it?
we can't even get together. I'm sorry, y'all. We can't even get together for a basic conversation and just basically say, you know what? We're equally messed up. How do we fix this? We don't even have that simple solution. So we supposed to get together. Here's your free money. Here's your free money. And let's get together. And this is the thing. We don't even have to get together as a community. Pay your bills. You get your free money, pay your bills, get
Right.
out of debt. But we don't think like that. We think about Dodge getting their money. Ooh, I want a BMW. Ooh, girl, I want the new Christian Louboutin. Ooh, I want those Pradas over there. Ooh, we think about making the rich richer. We do not think about how to take care of our own households. Take
And
care of your
that's the
own
test.
household, and that'll build a community. If you want to build a community, build your own family up. Start with your family and then move outside the walls of your house. But if your house is jacked up and on sinking sand, then how are we supposed to help somebody else? How you gonna help somebody else when you can't even help yourself?
Mm-hmm. What
And even
what
when
they call it,
and
J
even
Love? Living beyond your means.
and even with that though, like even with when you pay your debt, you still gotta remember why you was in debt anyways. Now if you just paying it and
Exactly.
don't even know why you got there and all
Exactly,
that stuff, you're gonna
Kev.
be back in a circle again. That's why
Mhm.
I said it deals with the mindset a lot, and a lot of people just don't get it. You know what I'm saying? They it's just that's gonna be something hard to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Just like you said, everybody got different mindsets, everybody got their own way of thinking. That competition gets real. You know, we compete against our own selves and all that. So it's like that'd be something very, very hard. You would really have to be on the same type of boat and the same intentions behind it without no, you know what I'm saying? We fighting over who leader. We fighting over like how the heck it's gonna make something like that work? Just like you said, we can't even get a little common little a small conversation, can't even agree upon that. How we gonna agree upon something big? That is crazy.
Mm. Well, we're fighting over divide. Everybody is fighting over divide, and what it's causing is making you be divided within yourself.
Mhm. Wow, man. That's gonna be hectic. I mean, I ain't like I said, I ain't saying it's impossible, but it's looking impossible. I'm gonna put it that way. It's not impossible, but it's looking.
It's looking bleak because a lot
Yeah.
of people, I say the vast majority, are going to be they're going to become super consumers instead of super investors. And I'm not talking about stock market. They're not going to look at making the money finally in their life their main uh, employee. I was mentored by a millionaire, and that's how he viewed money. He said at some point you're going to have to work for money, and you're
Yeah.
going to have to be the employee for someone else. But to leverage your time back for the rest of your life, get to a point where your money becomes your primary employee and not you. Make your money go out and make more of itself because that's what it was created to do. He said only a broke person says money is designed to be spent. He said wealthy people make money to make money. And if people don't take that mindset, if they were given 250 to 300,000, they will end up broke within 3 to 5 years, if not sooner, and working at a dead end job for the rest of their life, talking about what they used to have or what they bought with it and then ended up pawning it or crashing it or selling it later. Because if you go to any pawn shop now and look at what they have in there, they have a lot of sets of rims from the stimulus checks. And they got a whole bunch of flat screens.
But this is the thing though, Ken. This is the key piece that I think people are also missing. You can't have all chiefs and you can't have all Indians. Somebody's got to be a chief and somebody's got to be an Indian because we cannot have all chiefs running amok trying to make all the decisions for what's going to happen in this community. And that's where we run into everybody wants to be a business owner. Everybody is not designed to be a business owner. I don't care who you are and what you look like. All of us ain't created to be the head honcho.
I agree.
So at some point in time, oh Lord have mercy.
I
I
agree.
see, I have more people selling, uh, the slimming teas, the weight loss tea, paparazzi. And then you want to hear, well, everybody does it, but you got that one special thing about you, and it's always, you got to make it your own and do it, blah blah blah. Listen.
Pink Mary Kay coffee.
We are not all designed to be a business owner, an entrepreneur. We're not all designed to be the CEO of anything. Because if you always have CEOs, you always have the wealthiest person in front of you will never have. And just like you said, those wealthy people had to work for their money until their money started working for them. People don't understand that concept. They
Mhm.
don't get it. They don't get it because just because you go out here, just because they hand you reparations of $200,000, let's say $200,000, these folks will go out here and buy $100,000 car, but they can't maintain it. They can't put gas in it. They
Right.
can't pay the taxes on it. They can't do anything about it. We sit up like with gas, and then I'm gonna land my plane. You go get to people will go buy these cars at tax season. Just look at tax season. People will go buy the flyest ride that they can find because they got their little tax money back, and then they go out here and they buy SUVs and they buy these fly rides that require premium gas, and they cuss about the premium gas and then argue with you about, oh, well, you can put 87 in your car just because it's a BMW and they tell you that you should drive 93 doesn't mean that you got to drive 93. Well, why would you put something in your car that you can't afford to put in it? That makes no sense to me. I don't, it boggles my mind. You are driving a high end sports car and you gonna look me square in my face and say, you ain't got to put 93 in there. You can burn 87. Say what? Do what now? I'm sorry. Say what now? Huh? Who? Cause see, I drive a high end car. I'm gonna always burn what I'm supposed to burn. I'm not gonna never put 87 in my car because my car drives better with high octane 93. You say what you want to say about me, right? But people will do, and that's the type of stuff that I'm talking about. If you can't afford to do something, just because they hand you free money does not mean for you to go out here and do it. And that's why I'm not saying don't get reparations or whatever. That's a whole nother argument for a different day. But like you said, Ken, get with somebody that can teach you something. Get with somebody who can
Mhm.
teach you how to do something with your money. But most of us, let's just be real, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. Most of us don't even know what our credit score is. Credit score be 400 and think that's everything. Okay then. All
Mhm.
right. All right then.
Well,
Mm.
J Love, I want to speak on what you're talking about. Some people create their own debt, just like they create their own chaos.
Right.
Well, I
They don't.
personally,
They lack control. Let me go back to the top. You got no. Can't follow simple rules.
in my time, I know two gentlemen that were wrongfully incarcerated. Both of them walked away after taxes, multimillionaires. After taxes, the one gentleman, he's broke. He bought a building, bought it outright, and it's sitting there today. It's gutted out, it's fixed up, doesn't really have any tenants. That's what he did with his money for the majority of it, from what I saw, and talking with him and other people just about his view on it. And now he's he doesn't have the money anymore. Basically, I mean, he's not out on the street homeless. He's just not a millionaire technically, because of the bills, the mortgage, lack of tenants, and just a whole lot of issues that he's dealing with. The other gentleman, $3 million. It was a major suit. I think it even went national for a moment. $3 million he walked away with. He's in prison now. He bought a house in a very exclusive area. All his homeboys coming up in there, they bumping the music. The neighbors aren't used to that. Big house. He's got all the dudes off the block chilling in his house. He's bonding them out. Every single one of 60 grand here, 30 grand there, 50 grand there. Now he's in prison. It's like they knew he was going to go back because he never changed his mindset. He
Mm-hmm.
came out on the streets. He got loud with it. Just started buying everything. Never set up a business. Never set up an LLC. And I hear what you're saying. Everybody's not business minded. But when you have that much money, first thing you need to do is hire a financial advisor because they know how to
Absolutely.
help place your money so you're living off of interest and you're living off of credit and you're writing off everything else is a write off. Your
They
luxury
not gonna do
SUV
that
is a
because
write
they
off.
said they don't want control. You ain't about to control my money.
Right. Right. Exactly. And then
Hmm.
the
I can keep
Exactly.
going back to
laughing.
the topic so many times. That plays a part too.
Exactly.
There's a lot of
And the dealerships are laughing because they know the guy with the business took the vehicle under the business and wrote it off as a business expense. And another dude, one of the rappers, walked in and bought the vehicle. You know what I'm saying? Like the other guy put it under the business and wrote it off. It's a complete business expense. He's driving it every day, but when you ask him who owns the vehicle, he's gonna say, "Oh, the company owns the vehicle. I work for the company. I'm an employee of my LLC. The vehicle that you see me in is under the business. It's a business vehicle because I use it to go to work. I use it for business meetings. I use it to pick people up at the airport." He's on a different level where he's not burning through the money, he's making the money make money for him. And I hear what you're saying, host. You're absolutely right. And I'm not trying to dog our people or be funny about black men and black women, but our economic literacy is so lacking. But it's not for lack of having the ability to get it. It's the lacking the desire to have the accountability and the drive to
Mm-hmm.
achieve it.
Well,
Absolutely.
That's what it
I
is.
think what you're speaking on too, Ken, is so right. Like financial literacy is not even taught when we go through K through 12 or when we go to college. Financial literacy is not taught. It's not taught. No, yeah. Who knows about an LLC? Who knows about sole proprietorship? Who knows about an incorporation? If
They teach
you,
you.
if, hmm,
No, I was about to say they teach you how to work for somebody else. That's what they do
yep,
now.
exactly. They don't teach you to work for yourself. They teach you to work for them.
And the irony is, I could probably guarantee at least 60% of the people that had a large lump sum of money, the first thing they wouldn't do, the very first thing, they wouldn't have a life insurance policy.
Mm.
So if
Oh,
Hmm.
they didn't have a
Or a
beneficiary,
trust,
everybody else
or a
is fighting over the
trust.
money or a trust, but everybody be fighting over their little chunk of change that they had left over because they
no,
didn't even.
everybody's starting to GoFundMe. Stop that. You know they got T-shirts and banners and all of that starting to GoFundMe because he done passed away and didn't then spend all the money. Now you know better than that. Stop that.
Well, yeah, he spent his money, but I'm saying the ones with money. Well, I see your point. His money's gone, so yeah, you would have to get a GoFundMe and a
Exactly.
chicken dinner sale and everything else to get him put in the
Yeah,
ground,
fish plates, fish fry, you
or
know, down at the, you know, all of that, all of
and
that.
that's a
Mhm.
shame. That's a shame because if they took a large portion out of there, set up a life insurance policy, they could buy rental properties off of the, use the life insurance policy as a bank and take money out of that after your first 365 days. But it's just the mindset, and that would be the shame of it. I think that would want to be one of the biggest ironies is they wouldn't even have a life insurance policy, even if they did have money left over. They just
Mhm.
wouldn't even focus on,
Would they
okay, how am I
invest
set
in
my the next generation up for to win? Who's my beneficiary that's going to take the money after me? They're thinking, well, money's meant
it?
to be
Mhm.
spent, and that's the broke mindset. It's meant to be spent. You can look at what they call the lottery curse. Within first 5 years, the majority of all lottery winners are broke, no matter how much they get.
Mhm.
They call it the
Um,
curse, but it's the mindset.
Then they
It's a
already
broke
gonna have that
mindset.
entitlement mindset too. They got that entitlement because it's different between feeling entitled
Mhm.
versus appreciation. So they don't have that appreciation in them because it's just gonna be given to them or whatever. See, when you appreciate stuff, that's when you start actually looking at your money and all the stuff you're doing with it and all that stuff. But if you already feel, oh, I was owed this anyway, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have that money, you're gonna spend that. I owed this type, situation. That's how you gonna spend it. Like,
And,
well,
and,
it's
it, and
but
mine.
it's
I
this
so
the
deserve
thing
this
radical.
right
big
here.
house.
Well,
So
and
somebody in
that's
the
the
comment
truth though.
section, somebody in the comment section asked, "Are financial advisors free?" Some are.
You
Some will
can be
give
your
you
own
your first.
financial
Some
advisor.
some will start. Well, everybody isn't good with money. Everybody doesn't have the idea about on how to spend money right. But this is
Right,
the
J
thing.
Love.
But this is the thing right here about financial advising. People say, "Are financial advisors free?" Well, my thinking is this. If you'll go out there and buy that new Coach bag, if you'll go out there and buy them new Jordans, then if you really
Mm,
want financial freedom, you'll go pay for that financial advisor.
There you go.
I agree.
See,
exactly.
people
Exactly,
take
J
their
Love.
money. People will take their money and do whatever they want to do with their money that makes them feel good, look good, smell good, do all of those things. But when it comes to learning how to do something and having somebody say, "Hey, this is how much money you make. This is where your money is going. You have this much money to save. You need to stop eating out this many times a month. You need to cut back here."
Mhm.
People will say, "I don't want you telling me how to spend my money."
Right.
And,
Um,
and also,
Mhm.
to your point,
Exactly,
a
J
lot of the
Love.
celebrities that are broke and struggling, it's because they had an accountant and they had an agent, but they didn't have an
Yes.
advisor.
Got 2 minutes, y'all.
They they
Yep.
had they had an accountant, but they didn't have a financial advisor. And some of them, the accountant ended up with their whole bankroll because
yep.
Mhm.
Ask
they weren't
Tony
monitoring their
Braxton.
own money.
Ask Tony Braxton about it.
Yep.
Tony Braxton can tell you all about it. She had an accountant, not a financial advisor, and she didn't cross her T's and dot her I's, and she was broke. So listen, it happens to the rich, it happens to the poor, but at the end of the day, you gotta want to do better.
Yep.
So
Yep.
anyway, I'm
It
gonna drop
all,
down because Kev about to die. Yeah, his
Yeah.
battery's about to
yeah.
unalive. But everybody have a
No,
good
I
day. It
gotta
was cool talking to y'all.
You
no, I
too,
What?
gotta
G
I work
Love.
weekends
I
now, that's what it
always
is.
appreciate you.
Well,
All
thank you.
It
right,
all
y'all have a
Yeah.
boils
good
back
one.
down. It all boils back down to choice.
Mm-hmm.
It all boils back down to choice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, host, for having me up. It's once you, I can only speak on financial literacy, and I appreciate your topic. And as many times as you said it, I hope people got it in the comments of what you were saying.
Yeah.
I hope they ponder it. I hope they walk away from the live when you cut it, that they actually start thinking about, well, what hypothetically, what would I do right now with the money that I have every at the end of the week? If it's
Mm-hmm.
$50, $100, what am I doing with that money? And at the end of the year, what would it look like if I saved it or if I invested it in me? If I literally invested it in me and made that money make money for me, what would that look like for me? You know what I'm saying? Instead of waiting for a larger lump sum, develop the mindset so that if somebody stripped you down to nothing and put you out on the street, it's a that's why millionaires say this. If you took everything away from me and gave me 48 hours, I would start all over again because it's all in me. It's in my mind, it's in my heart. You can take it all away. I'll build it again because they know
Right.
how to do it. They have a mindset to do it. But when you have someone with a broke mindset who's just focused on being a consumer and not even making the money make money for them, they're already thinking, oh, I'll spend it. I'll still have my job. That doesn't even make sense. Right now, we have a Chrysler that's closing. And I know for a fact there were people there that are leaving with about $250,000 to $500,000 straight, 401k, pension, everything. They lived a conservative life because they're trying to, live a nice life for the rest of their life. They work shoulder to shoulder with people that are leaving there right now broke with nothing. They made the same dollar amount. They worked at the same factory. That company is done as of when is it? They're shuttering the doors very soon. And it's uh, a Chrysler in Illinois. But I know for a fact there's two sides to that. There are people leaving there decent, and there are other people broke, and they have no. The ones that are broke have no excuse, none. It was the
Right.
mindset. Thank you, host.
And then even I want to go back to what they was talking just for real quick, but about the free thing, I think you can even find that stuff on the internet. People just choose not to do it. Like I feel like you can look on YouTube and find out, get some type of studies on, the financial literacy and all that stuff. I don't even think you got to
Well,
pay
they're
for
a
that.
coach. A financial advisor is a coach. Tiger Woods had a
Right.
coach. He had a coach. His
Yeah.
dad was his coach. If he didn't have his dad, he wouldn't be Tiger Woods. If Michael, even though I disagree
Hmm.
with Joe Jackson's means of doing it, if Michael Jackson wasn't coached to get the best singing out of him and entertaining out of him, the world would have never had a Michael Jackson. If Michael Jordan would have never had a coach to train him, it's one thing to have the ability and the raw talent, but if you're not coachable, you're just going to be
Hmm.
that dude that had potential.
Exactly.
That's why we all know that dude, that street baller who could have been in the
Hmm.
NBA, who never made it because he wasn't coachable. And then we have the people that did make it to the NBA. You have to be coachable. And a financial advisor is not, they're not trying to treat you like a child. They're trying to direct you to show you, let me show you this stock is up right now. This crypto is up right now. Gold is going to hit $3,000 an ounce. Listen, these are the opportunities you have in front of you. Let me assist you with the information so you can make an informed decision so that you can make your money make money for you. They don't tell you what to do. They approach you with opportunities so that you can weigh it out for yourself and make decisions. They're
Yep.
just bringing their coaching to you.
Exactly. You know what you were just reminding me of, Ken, is Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson, when he went through the NBA, when he went through all the corporation of that system, and he ended up broke. But it was the people around him that were not, they were supporting him for his talent, but they weren't supporting him for his, they they weren't even giving back to him. I'm 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 gonna leave it at
Right.
that.
He made it. He made it as far as he did. And he even admitted this. He made it as far as he did because he had extreme, phenomenal raw talent. But he admitted himself too. He wasn't that coachable. He wasn't. and
Yeah,
that's
some
what
people it's all
eventually.
Mhm.
ego, unfortunately.
Mhm. Well, look at the NBA, the NFL, and even look at celebrities. We talked about that earlier. Like, look at all these people. Your support system is so powerful.
It really is.
Who you have around you to make you the
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. That's crazy. I was just about to get off anyways. I don't know what happened. I'm gonna let y'all say y'all couple things and I'm gonna get off. Who else is in here?
that I was not blocked. I'm so
Yeah,
glad.
I'm glad these too. I was
A
scared. I
group
got
kick.
scared.
I get scared now.
Right.
Now I know how you feel, Kev. I get
Yeah, you
scared
knew how I
Talk
felt.
now.
came
I
down from
literally
the
felt
sky
like
and
I
smacked
know
us
what
all.
I know what you're going through.
Well, I'll send my piece here. Thank you, host. Thank you to everybody in the panel. Thank you to everyone in the comments. I appreciate lives like this because we have literally months as a people, as a demographic, to get ourselves together. When we go CBDC, it's not a 1-to-1 transfer. It's going to be 50 to 70 cents. I mean, the three banks that just failed, it blew my mind when I realized the banks only insure up to 250,000. People that have 5 million, 1 million, 8 million,
Hmm.
they lost. There are people filing for bankruptcy right now. They
Yep.
were up. They were in the high rises, penthouses in Cali, Lamborghinis, Bugattis. And now they're literally broke,
Broke.
literally broke, filing for
Yep.
bankruptcy, losing
Okay.
everything.
You called
But,
it.
Not even
which
just broke, in debt.
a lot of them have that hustler mentality, that business mindset, so they'll be okay. They'll bounce back somehow. Some of them, some won't.
Eventually.
Unfortunately, some won't. But it's the mindset is what we need to get now because the storm that's coming by August is going to sweep a lot of people away. Thank y'all. Good night.
Oh,
Have a good one.
thank you. I'm following both of y'all. And I appreciate you, Kev, always for having this live that you do.
Yeah, I'll drop you a follow there, Kev. I came in super late though. I think he's trying to shut it down right now though.
Yeah, because he has to go to bed.
All right. Well, y'all have a good night then.
Hey, hey, I heard y'all. My junk, I think it's an update, so this thing keep kicking me and stuff. That's weird, kicking me at the time I gotta get off. It's like TikTok knew, like, nope, we gon' they was being respectful. But I heard y'all, man. I'm gonna be on tomorrow though. Be on a little longer. I just gotta go to work in the morning and stuff because I work on Saturdays and stuff. So I'll be on. And all right, Iris, man, good to see you again, man. Glad you good, man. I'll be on tomorrow though for sure. Thanks for coming through. You know, I'll catch y'all though.